Yay! Hello, everybody! Welcome to
Nice.
Common
Hi,
Tenacity
everyone. Hello.
with more Illusion of
Yeah.
Gaia. So,
Yeah, man.
we were kind of struggling with like, ooh, what do we read next time? Because last time we read some of the more funny, the two old men scene. But we didn't really know what to read next. So,
Yeah.
I have an
I
idea.
don't know what to read next.
I have an idea. We will read whatever the chat tells us to read. They'll give us a random page on the book and then we read it. I know it's a little scary, but and it'll might be totally out of context. But hey, it's stuff.
Do we have a right to veto if it's like...
We have a right to veto if it's too much. We have a right to veto.
Okay.
So, that's fine. We'll
well,
proof it.
I guess you're just gonna keep playing the game until, you know, that happens,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right, right on.
So,
okay.
That's my plan.
Oh, boy. Okay. I'm a little nervous with that. But okay.
It's fine. It's not like there's so many pages that are like, ooh, you know.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Well, especially in His Peers Black, like the book, the first one, like this. Yeah, that's, you're right. The likelihood of something like that landing on it isn't too bad. I'm gonna die though if that's like what happens. So funny.
I think it'll be
just
fun.
Like the first thing, they're like page whatever, and then I flip to it and I'm like, oh, no, I can't do that. Sorry, man. Another one. Not around the same image.
Right. All right. Let's get in here and kill this guy.
Okay.
I think it'll be fun. And I think it'll be like fun for the stream too. For the people watching, that is. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Those bush monsters, those darn bush bugs, whatever the heck they are.
Right.
I don't know what they are.
Get out of here, you things that pretend to be part of the maze, but then you're just a monster.
Mm-hmm.
The bush was corrupted by the light.
So, I have a con in a week and a half.
Heck yeah,
that's exciting.
You do.
And I'm nervous. I'm actually really nervous.
I don't blame
shit,
you.
It's like really hitting me right now. Like, wow, like a ball of bricks. It's so weird. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, snap.
Did you usually get
too,
nervous
like,
for cons? Did you usually get nervous for cons, or?
Oh no, no, never. Absolutely never, because it's like so normal. If anything, it'd be like either be exciting or it'd be like, oh, I'm really tired, I need a break, and oh boy, there's another con. You know, it'd be something like that. But like, holy cow, I'm very excited. Don't get me wrong. It's just like. I don't know. It's like I'm so nervous just because it's like it's been so long, and I don't know. I'm probably gonna like go, and I'm gonna fall right into my element, and I'm gonna just, you know, like just go right into the whole like con space headspace.
You are.
It made sense, you know. So Brandy and Sam are at a con right now, and I got a message from Brandy saying, Alyssa, I don't think you're gonna have to worry about money at cons. And I'm like, yes! So that's really exciting.
Yay!
Because that must mean they're doing hella well. And the con they're at right now is like a really small, shitty con that's been dying over the past 4 or 5 years. So like, if that con is like making mad bucks, then I'm very excited because indie pop has always been a very fun, very awesome, very profitable show. So and boy, oh my god, do I need that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So that would be so nice. It's like gonna get back on your feet from all the COVID shit. Because it's like, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, Etsy and Kickstarters, but especially Etsy, because you don't really make a ton of profit on Kickstarters. It's like, you know, it's just for the products, which then in turn makes me profit on Etsy elsewhere. But it's like, Etsy has been, you know, keeping us afloat pretty well. And like, it's not like we're barely scraping by, but I would say we're probably a little bit next to barely scraping by, just because it's like, you know, there's a lot of investments once you have finished a Kickstarter. So it'll be like, oh, you finished a Kickstarter, and then like 6 months later or whatever, say you run out of something, you sell out of like a popular item you don't want to retire, and you need to restock on it. Well, all that comes out of pocket. And then suddenly the Kickstarter, which is, you know, the reason why you run a Kickstarter is because it's too expensive on your own to fund something.
Yeah.
Well, suddenly you have to fund it on your own. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, dang. But, you know, and it's a little bit more manageable because instead of like 20 pins, if you have a large Kickstarter like me, you'll only have to fund maybe 6, which is still like $3K. You know, but it's like, you know. So, I don't know. It's crazy soup, man. So it's cons essentially is just like extra money that is going to go into growing the business. So I think the business is going to grow a lot faster, and I'm really excited about that.
Yay!
But yeah, I'm so excited. Also, I'm bending with Brandon, which is totally new and exciting and awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
that's really neat of
I
burritos.
I knew that was like a plan that you guys had, but I think that, yeah, that was right during when you were gonna do it, and then COVID hit, and then it was like, well.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, me and Brandon did Albuquerque Comic-Con, and very tiny, very small show. And then immediately it went to, oh darn, no more cons because COVID. So yeah, it's gonna be very new for Brandon, and it's gonna be new in the aspect of me never vending with somebody before. I've shared tables, you know, where you just split the table half and half, and then one person takes one half of the corner, and then I take the other, whatever. But, you know, essentially we work separately, but like I've never like vended with somebody. I've had help from like Brandy and Danny and stuff, but like I've never had like, you know, I've never like shared a booth. So that's gonna be new.
Yeah.
And I know it's gonna be super awesome and fine just because Brandon is an amazing person to work with. Yeah, sorry, I'm talking about comic book conventions. Also, hello Rose, so good to see you. Yeah, I'm talking about conventions because my first con since the pandemic and getting vaccinated is in a week and a half. It's so exciting. So nerve-wracking at the same time. It's been so long. It's like, it's almost as if I like, I don't know, like don't even like, I don't know. So I was saying earlier that like, it's, I was saying earlier that like, it was so like, I didn't even think about it. I would go to so many cons that it was just like, oh, another cons next week, you know, whatever. But now that it's been like over a year, almost a year and a half to 2 years going to a con, and with all this new product, I think that's one thing too, is that like, I've never sold pins before.
Yeah,
let alone
so that's
for $20
super
because they're
new,
really large, really
uncharted
expensive pins.
territory.
Yeah, so I'm a little nervous about that. But it's also like I have my prints though, so at least, you know, it's not completely new and unfamiliar. And it's like, I also can't imagine the pins doing bad. I'm just a little nervous because it's like they're big pins, and usually people don't sell big pins.
How big?
Because they're so expensive. They're a little bigger than 2 inches. So they're like. Here, actually, I think I have one. Oh, sorry. This big. So like.
Oh wow,
I mean?
yeah, that's big.
They're not really like, yeah, they're not really pins to wear unless you put them as a centerpiece for your like backpack or something. They're mainly for like, I guess centerpieces, like I just said, or it's collectibles to put on like your wall or something, like artwork. So they're really big, they're really expensive, and so because of that, I have to sell them for $20. Otherwise, it's just not really worth it.
Right.
And people don't usually price pins at $20 because they get normal, like, small-sized pins, like 1.2 inches, 1.5 inches, maybe 1 inch. which sell for like 12, 15, sometimes 10. You know what I mean? So I'm a little worried it might be a little bit of like a shock and awe kind of thing to some vendors where they're like, or some customers that are like, oh, $20. And I'm like, yeah, it's really big, and I'm sorry, I can't sell them for less. So I'm a little worried about running into that.
I don't think you'll run into that. I think that if you were selling them for like 25, like maybe, or like 30, then I think people would still buy them at 30. I really do. Especially if you had like a deal of like buy 3 for 50 type thing. If you did, like, or buy 2 for 50, whatever the numbers. Anyway, but I think that you won't have any problems, personally.
I hope so. And yeah, Rose. So I have some left over from the Kickstarter, but that's intentionally because it's meant to be stock for selling on like Etsy and conventions. But even then, it's like I have a limited amount of that. So, you know what I mean? Selling it for cheap, I was saying this, I think, before you arrived. It's really tough and expensive to restock on pins, because it's like the whole reason why you do a Kickstarter, essentially, is to be able to fund a product that you cannot fund yourself out of pocket, because it's just too much money to do yourself. So it's like when after the Kickstarter, say like 6 months to a year later, if you start selling out of your pins but you don't want to retire them and say goodbye forever, it's meaning you have to restock on them. That pretty much same amount of money. Oh no. No,
it's fine.
Oh no, does he do that?
He does that. I don't remember how you get past this guy though. Don't worry, it didn't freeze.
Oh, that's weird. Okay. Oh, it's because you hit the floor.
Oh, do I have to like...
I see.
How do I
think you have to reset the room, leave, and come back, and then like do it, you know, charge the floor before he blocks your path, I think.
Maybe.
Because he's just gonna have iframes for like forever. But anyways,
try.
yeah, so it's like restocking pins can be like thousands of dollars, and it's like, who has that kind of money? So that's why I need to sell them at like a small business price, which is more expensive than like retail prices for that reason. Like, and like big companies can get away with selling like pins or plushies or whatever for like $10. If it's a plushie, $15, because they have like practically infinite amount of them and infinite money to restock them. But like as a small business, you know, it's like you're paying out of pocket for everything, and you're one person. You know what I mean? And you're not making like tens of thousands of dollars every month like these big businesses, or millions like these big businesses. So it's like, that's one of the reasons why small businesses charge so much, and I'm one of those people. So, you know, it's like yeah, so that's why they're like $20. But I still get worried because some people don't understand that, especially at cons, you know. So I don't know, it's totally new territory for me, and I'm a little nervous, but I guess we'll see what happens.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it looks like Brandy and Sam are killing it, so hopefully, you know, and their prices aren't much different than mine, so hopefully that'll be okay. Yeah.
Get out of here, you monsters. Oh, they're... Aha! Got you.
Ankor Wat is the best music. It's so
it
good.
Does. Oh boy.
I could just jam out to this music so much.
Give me that.
So good.
Give me that red jewel.
Yay, you got a red jewel. Something you cannot do.
I know. We've already way past the point of trying to get all the red jewels because we missed the one at the very beginning. But, oh well.
Yep. That ship sailed like 10 minutes into the game.
Yep.
It's like, oh, you missed it. Too bad. Oh, Nightshade Baby. The plushies? So, Actually, they arrived today.
Whoa,
really
fortune
exciting.
telling.
Yeah, and they're super cute and they're super adorable. I haven't made a Kickstarter update yet because they literally just arrived today. I also need to buy some supplies first before shipping them out and stuff. So, yeah. Let me go get one.
Yay!
They're really cute. Okay, I will be right back.
How do I get over there? Maybe I just freed in my way by doing this. Maybe I jump. I jump. This is the answer, guys. Did it. Oh, hello, body. Read the journal. Ankor Wat. Research record. Freezer. I didn't know this was a Dragon Ball game.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Dragon Ball Z abridged reference.
Oh man.
Yay! Whoop, whoop. Plushie!
Oh, look how cute!
Yeah, hi, you're on Brandon, right? And it's so cute! Oh my god, it's so cute. Okay.
That's so adorable.
Yeah. It's, overall, I'm really happy with it. There's like one spot that gives me concern. I've tried, I had like a demo plushie and I tried ripping them off and they were pretty secure, so maybe I'm just like paranoid, I don't know. But it's like, so the plushie is really detailed and it's great. They did a fantastic job. It's like really well done. The like wings are like double layered. See, like how cool was that? And you know, I don't know, but like the small detailing of the leaves on the head, these parts, I'm just a little concerned about because they're just glued on by like a spot. They're not the entire bottom of the leaf is like glued on or stitched on. But like I said, it's like I tried pulling them off and you have to put like a lot of force to pull it off, but it's still like, I don't know, it still concerns me. It's the one thing though that like makes me worried because like I didn't realize they were gonna just glue them, but that's okay. But overall, it's a great plushie. That would just be like my one critique about this manufacturer, reviewing my own product and I don't know. But
Yay!
it's like everything else about it is just absolutely fantastic, and so it definitely is a novelty plushie for sure. Like, I wouldn't say you want to like rough house with it and like pull and tug on it, on like the small details, of course. But like, Brandon was like, "I'm going to test this thing," so he literally took our demo plushie, and he like started hitting it against walls. He threw it around. He like stomped on it.
Poor baby.
It was intact, so that's I know, poor thing. It was kind of funny. He's like, whoa, but yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, it's a fantastic plushie. I'm really excited about it. It's so cute. Okay, sorry. I know that monster, right? Probably the glasses from the legend. What glasses from a legend? It's literally sunglasses. I regret coming here. I hope the child. Well, oh shit! I didn't see that. What did he say?
Sorry. I don't know. It just said something like, I saw something on the ground, but I had to run, and I regret coming here. I'm gonna die now. And then he did.
Is that? Oh, you were looking at the. Oh, I see. Yeah, the skeleton that had the legendary glasses.
Yes. Yes.
Or did you find the legendary glasses on
I
the skeleton?
I
Or
haven't
did you
found
not?
the legendary glasses that he's talking about.
Okay,
At least
you're
I
just
don't
being
think
hinted
so.
that they're somewhere around here.
Yeah, I don't have
Okay,
nothing.
super cute.
I don't
It's a
have
child!
nothing.
Don't touch the child!
Child abuse. Just-
Yeah, it's good. It's so good. It was so funny. They were so scrunched up in the boxes. When I make the update, I'm gonna like show pictures. But so like they cram 50 of these things in a box about my hands would go off screen. I don't know. It's like 2 feet by like 1.5 feet box. They stuffed 50 of these things and then they like shrink wrapped them, like vacuum sealed them or something. So they were like crushed.
Dense.
And I had to open the box really carefully just to take them out, just because if I like used a box cutter like normal, I think I would have cut into the plushies. Actually, I know I would have cut into the plushies. So we ripped the box open as not to damage any, and they were like, you know, like crushed, and they came out with like the most like deformed faces. Some of their leaves are a little scrunched from it, but they like seem to wrinkle out and it's fine. But it was like those funniest shit, and at first I was like really worried. I was like, oh no, are they gonna be like this forever? But then leaving them out overnight, they seemed to like inflate back to the shape that they were supposed to be, so that was fine.
Well, that's good.
But it was like really funny to look at. It just looked like this amalgamation of little skulled dragon heads, and it was just like, yes! And it was so funny to look at. I'll have to show pictures, and I will show pictures in the Kickstarter update, Rose. So you'll get to see it, but it's the funniest thing. Yeah, they arrived literally today.
Wow.
And my one critique, I don't know. I have 500 plushies, so it's like
500.
I can't
Wow.
really like. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because you know, like I said, you buy them in bulk so that you hopefully never have to restock on them. Or when you do, it's like you're satisfied to let them go, because buying them out of pocket again to restock on something, especially something as expensive as plushies, let alone as expensive as my boy, because he's like a novelty detailed like primo plushie that's not
Look at the
your
shiny.
typical plushie, so he was really expensive to make. Like there's like pins, yeah, I can restock on pins. It's just a really huge blow to kill my wallet, but it's like plushies are absolutely not even a possibility. Like it was $15 to get them each plushie to make was $15. That's not even including shipping. So it's I was really lucky, and I got them at a 50% discount because they were doing like March Madness sales or something. But even then, it's like, so it's like full price, no, not including shipping, is like $7,500. And I was really lucky to get them for like $4,000. But like, oh my gosh, yeah, I couldn't restock these even if I wanted to. So they're little special expensive boys.
Very novelty.
And I love them very much. I'm just disappointed by the one way that the leaves on just the head were done, but other than that, I think it's great. And again, it takes a lot of force to rip them off, so I don't think they're just gonna fall off by just doing nothing, you know, or like playing with them normally. But so it should be fine. I hope it's fine. I'm really nervous about it.
I'm sure it's
Because like I had no control about that. I wish I knew they were gonna do that. Otherwise, I would have specifically requested them to, I don't know, put more glue on or something. But oh well. What can you do?
Yeah. Got my shades on. I can actually see.
Yeah. I think it's really cool that this room is like, it's so brilliantly bright, it's blinding because of the crystals that are flying around. And then you put on the legendary sunglasses and then you can see. I just can't picture. I cannot picture even
Freedom.
Will.
Yeah.
Well, I can picture Will because it's funny.
Yeah.
But like, I can't picture Freedom, this like old-timey, like not even Renaissance, but like medieval knight-looking thing wearing sunglasses. That's just the most hilarious thing to think about.
Oh, well,
It's so
I'm
funny to
going
me.
down.
It's
oh,
so
look.
like out of the time. Going down.
Eh,
Yes,
did
I'm
it.
just gonna have my little man. My little man. speaking of paint.
Hee. Guess I'm returning to Will, because they gave me the statue. And so, bam. Alright.
I pretty much all just spoiled wanted him. I know, it's true. He came out really great. And I'm really
Yeah.
hoping that the one concern I have with it, with the leaves, is like, let me give you an idea, Rose. Is that like, so the leaves, see that what I mean? They're glued on, but like just by one part. So there's a lot of the leaf that's just kind of like hanging on, like free falling. And it's like, you know, like they're not like super fragile. Like they're not gonna fall off just by like playing with it normally. You'd have to actually force to like rip it off, but like it still worries me. I don't know. So I'm kind of nervous about that just because like people have been waiting for this thing for like 10 months. I mean, including me, but you know, it's like you guys are the ones that paid for it. So it's like it concerns me that people aren't going to be happy with that one detail.
I
know.
don't think that you
I hope
have
people are
anything to worry
understanding.
about. I think that you're totally fine. People that want these things want them for display purposes and want them for, like, you know, they want them for something special, you know? They're not
I
gonna
hope so.
just like their 5-year-old didn't see this and be like, I want it. And then they buy it, and then it's like,
Yeah.
you know, they forget about it. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's they're going to be well taken care of.
I hope so. I hope so.
So
Because they really are like novelty. I mean, just look at how crazy detailed they are. Like they're meant to be like, look at me, I'm so pretty plushies, you know, kind of thing. Kind of like how people buy Poke Center plushies for display. You know, not so much to roughhouse and like playing outside in the dirt with them, but I think it would be fine. Honestly, it's kind of fitting for something like a hair piece. Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. I just get so concerned because it's like, you know, when you're selling product, you're also held liable for it. So, you know, I don't know. Especially because these boys are not going to be cheap. Like, they're going to be like $50. Because again, it's like, these were expensive boys. Very expensive boys. So it's like, I can't sell them for like cheap. I don't know.
yeah,
So, yeah.
for sure. I don't think you have
I think,
anything to worry about.
I don't know. I hope so.
But I understand your paranoia. Let's try this.
Yeah. Because, you know, it's like the little details, they're all glued by hand. You know what I mean? Like, it's by humans' hands. It's not like a machine. So hopefully maybe that will make people understanding that, like, these are, like, handmade.
Oops.
But I don't know. I hope so. I hope so.
That's interesting. It won't even
It's
let you
like-
take off the glasses. Like when you press the button again, it's like it just describes the glass. Oh, also the
cannot
diamonds
allow
are
the light.
still floating around, even though I'm you know, everything else is frozen. The bad guys are frozen.
Outside of the room.
But
Oh, you're right.
The
but
diamonds
Oh,
are
that's so
like,
interesting.
yeah, they just
That
are
is
like,
really interesting. I wonder why that is.
they just forgot to program it in to, hey, stop when there's text. I don't know.
So
It's
funny.
funny. Hey, you should get back together. Perfect.
You know, part of me even thought about like doing quick loose stitches.
Oh,
But there's 500. That's ridiculous.
yeah, that's
I shouldn't. I don't know.
no.
That's
not
excessive.
needed.
You're right, and like everybody's saying the same thing. Everybody's like, no, I think you're overthinking it. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. You know, and it's like I don't want to go through all that work because that'll be like multiple days of
Days,
nothing
yeah.
but stitching. For something that people probably aren't even gonna like notice or care. It's probably not gonna change anything otherwise. But it was definitely a learning process because the thing is, this I think oversight was on me as like an amateur new person to design a plushie. Where had I known better, I wouldn't have designed it the way I did, if that makes sense. So it was a learning experience, and now I know for next time to go about designing another plush that's more simple and doesn't have as many loose details on it. It does look nice and rad as hell, though. And it's very soft, and it is washable. Just wash it alone. Don't wash it with anything else.
That's nice that it's
again,
washable. That's a good detail.
Yeah, it is washable. It's just that you have to wash it alone, and I know because I tested, because if you wash it with a bunch of things, when it gets thrown around in the dryer, it's gonna rub up against other stuff. And so I made okay, so when I first got the plushies, I put two as tester dummy plushies. I was like, okay, you're being washed and dried, and then one of you is just being washed. And so I threw them both in the respective things, and they both came out perfectly fine, just alone. And then, and I even washed the one that went through the wash and the dryer with some clothes, and it came out perfectly fine. So I was like, okay, cool. Awesome. So, all right, I'm going to throw like 15, 17 of these guys in the dryer to get some of the wrinkles out. And that was a different story.
Uh-oh.
A lot of the little details rubbed off of each other. And when I opened the dryer, sure, they were like nice and pretty and not wrinkled from the shipping. But like, I had a handful of little berries in my hand. And I'm like, so I had to bring them on. I'm just glad I know how to sew. And I'm so glad that I know how to like properly make plushies. Because Hannah, you know this. I've made plushies before. I've made stuff like that. I've just never made like a mass-produced like professional grade plushie kind of stuff. So it's like I fixed them all and it was fine. It only took like 2 hours, but it was like, okay, note to self, that was a good experiment, and a good thing it was recoverable. It wasn't like I just lost like a couple $1,000s of products, so that's good. I'm just glad I have the skill set to know what to do in that and the right materials to do it. But it's like, now I know, so that when I sell them and I'm like, hey, these are washable, but you need to wash it alone or with clothes, so what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm actually glad that happened, because I want to make a card with all the information on this plushie.
Yeah.
And that'll be explained on the card so people know. So that's good.
That's awesome.
That was a big oops. That's okay. But yeah, I'm really, really excited about it.
Yay!
Hello, Oliver. You have competition. Hello, buddy.
You have
Yes,
competition.
not a plushie. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Hello. Hi, buddy. Sorry, my mic. Oliver is saying hello. with his rubs.
It's not catching on the mic. It's fine, actually.
Oh, okay. It's not like
It's not like it's
You know
not
what I
like
mean?
that. So you're good.
Okay, cool. Oh my gosh, she's so lovey. Hi,
Okay.
buddy. Hello, little man. He's a little man. Oh my god. Buddy. You're making a lot of good progress.
Heck yeah. Oh,
Sorry, it's so quiet. You're making a lot of good progress.
I got a little bit lost just now though, because I like killed all the enemies and then I'm like, okay, well now what?
Oh, yeah. Well, wait.
But
Why are we hearing?
why are we
again?
here? To go to the top. Oopsies.
Yeah, why are we here again?
Well, I fell back down here. I don't know if that was good or bad.
So you got the glasses,
Yep.
and you went in the room that's bright and shiny, right? and then
well,
what
yeah,
happened?
this is the room that's bright and shiny. This is the room. I think.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's hall the room or something.
Right, and that's why there's diamonds flying around.
Maybe I go up here.
Hello. Hello. Oh, good man.
I don't want to jump down on accident. Oh wait, I think I found it.
You're a good man. You're a good man. You're a
Did
good
it.
man. You're a good man.
Because the music is slightly different. It's the...
Man, am I cutting out really bad?
No.
Oh, yeah. It's the, Oh, this is... Is this not it? You have to talk to the guy? Or I've been waiting for you. Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, this is
Right?
it. We're good. Yeah, the music is like real low now. Like it's really quiet. So thousands of years. What? Time has passed since a dream began. And
I actually
body
love
became
this
what
song.
you see.
It's just so atmospheric.
Show you. Time to see the strange image.
This is important plot shit.
It's true. The 3D.
I will answer your question in a moment.
The Lord.
Look how not flat that is. What a good not flat city.
What was that? That was called 16-bit. The new world of 16-bit. Just kidding.
Well, I think all of this is, but...
I know it is all 16-bit, but
So gray.
blue water, green mountains, brown
Yeah.
earth all over. You will usher in that world. Me? Such a strange world. Tall trees replaced by buildings, rivers replaced by roads. No matter what kind of world people have, if they think they're happy, they'll be happy. So go to the village and restore those turned to stone to their original condition. Okay. I don't think that had anything to do with what I just saw, but you know, whatevs. We'll go back and turn the gray things into not gray things, even though you said that we will usher in a gray thing. Logic.
Yeah. Well, it's like... It's interesting because I don't know if this is like mistranslation stuff, because it's like clearly they didn't really elaborate on what's going on, but it's essentially like this is the future of the world, and if Dark Gaia wins, we won't have a future. We won't get what you see. And I know it's different than what you are used to and what you think is good, Will, which is the green worlds, the mountains, snow caps, you know, the rivers, all that stuff. People will be happy regardless, and we want to make sure that they continue forth, and that it's not taken away, that future isn't gone. Even if it's not necessarily what you think you're saving for.
Which is really cool.
Because I'm sure Will is thinking he's like, oh, I'm trying to save the world to keep it the way I know of it. Right? You know, but it's actually the future. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying that that's really cool that they would think to put in something to brace Will for, hey, by the way, your world's not going to stay the way that you know it forever. You're going to save the world, but it's going to change too.
Yeah. Human will progress.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
There's a thing.
It's really cool. At least that's how I interpreted it. And I imagine if we got this far in the comic, that's probably what we would do.
Yeah. I kind of want that chest. Because it might be an herb.
Also, okay, so Rose. So what am I doing next? So I really wanted to do... Oh, I'm sorry. Am I interrupting you?
No, you're good.
Oh, I know I'm not. Sorry. Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, I really wanted to do Kickstarter. I really wanted to do dice for my next Kickstarter. However, the thing is, I have to wait on that again, unfortunately, because it's a really long-term process to even begin the production of dice, just as how plushies were a really long-term process, which I impulsively went into the whole plushie thing. That's why I was in the end of my last Kickstarter, and why my last Kickstarter is still not done yet, which is silly of me to think that it would take the same amount of time. Now looking back at it, but it's like, so dice take pretty much as long as the production of a plushie, even though it's a lot less work to make. I think it's sooner, actually. Now that I think about it, it's less time than making a plushie, but it's still like a long time. It's not like a pin where I can just submit a design and then be like, gotcha, I'll do that in a month. You know what I mean? And the other thing too with pins is you don't really need to put money down beforehand unless you want to sample a pin or two, which is only like $70 per pin. It's not too bad. But like with dice, it's flip-flops, because like with pins, it's very much like putting little or no money down in the beginning, but then you're spending a lot of money for the production. With dice, because it's just essentially resin molds, not really anything is done by hand, and it's very easy to manufacture, and it's very like machine done. It's cheap to produce the dice, but it's a lot of money up front out of pocket, meaning I can't use Kickstarter money to begin the process of dice. If I want to have like photos and really show the quality of product that I want to make for you guys. Instead, I have to spend like $1,500 on samples, get those all finalized and revised, which can take months and months and months. And then once I have those, I can launch the Kickstarter and then earn the money to produce them, which to produce them, I think it's about $6 to $7 each for a full set of dice. A lot better than like 15, right? So, which, plushies are a lot more expensive because a lot of them is, made by hand. I mean, there's a lot of machine work done, to cut down, obviously, but in manufacturing. But it's like, it makes sense why plushies take longer and are a lot more expensive. It's just that, so dice are cheaper in the long run. It's just that I don't really have $1,500 to just throw to dice at the moment. You know what I mean? And then even if I do start right now, because it takes so long, I'm probably not going to have the samples to be Kickstarter ready until like November, which I know I did that last year, but I really fucked myself over with taxes. So I'm not going to do that. Yeah. So, yeah. So, because, despite Kickstarter money you don't pocket, despite you not pocketing them, it's still considered taxable income. So if you don't spend the money to invest on it within the tax year, you have to pay taxes on that. So even though I didn't pocket $21,000, because I didn't invest in the plushies until 2021, I still had to pay taxes on that $21,000. And oh my God, I had to owe so much money because of it, which really sucks. But, it's okay, lesson learned. The point is, don't run a Kickstarter at the end of the year. Do a Kickstarter so all your investments are within that same year and you're good. So I won't be able to do dice until early next year, unfortunately. So I'm gonna do another Kickstarter because I really like making pins. Dude, I'm addicted to making pins. Oh my God, I keep wanting to make them. They're so fun. I have so many pins. It's ridiculous. I have a problem, but I need more. So I'm just gonna do another pin Kickstarter.
Oh man.
just do more. So I'm gonna do a small pin Kickstarter, and I'm actually gonna keep it small this time. I'm not gonna add a plushie or something ridiculous. Gonna keep it a small Kickstarter and then prep for the big dice Kickstarter early next year. So that's my Kickstarter plan.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
That's solid. Yay!
Yeah.
Apparently the
Thank
animals
you.
have returned to the forest and they no longer prey on each other. What do you know?
Then what do they prey on?
Right? Like, they gotta eat something.
Yeah, right. Circle of life, man. It's food chain. But I think I know what they're saying. That the demons aren't terrorizing the forest.
Yeah.
Which is good, because that means that they can hunt and they can get food. So they're not going to starve anymore.
Yes. Yay, not starving.
Leaf?
Oh, I think she's saying
Yeah.
that they could eat leaves. What do they prey on? Leaves.
Oh, yeah, they can eat leaves. Oh, right, they prey on leaves. Yes, animals can eat leaves. Not all animals. I don't know. The wolves are like, yeah, we can be vegan wolves. We'll take advantage of people stricken with famine. Yep. Isn't humanity just It's absolutely great.
I know.
It is really sad. I'm sorry.
Travel to the labor traders village. Not yet. I need to talk to Eric and see what dumb
Beat
thing
him
he has to say.
Beat up the labor traders. Vegan wolves, yeah.
Terrible story. Okay, that wasn't a dumb thing. Eric said something sensible for once.
Yeah. Terrible story. Good job, Eric.
Right?
He's growing up so fast.
Right? Good job.
He's like, damn, I've seen some shit for a 12-year-old.
Alright. Now we can go to the labor traders village. Which is Deo, I guess. Because that's what's next, right? Bring me to Deo!
Wait, what is it called? Oh, Deo. Okay. At first I thought you said Dio, and I'm like, Dio.
Went to Deo. Deo. Deo.
Dio! Sorry, that's a JoJo reference.
I see.
Famous or infamous? That's the question. Go outside in the station.
Oh yes, here's the minigame. Oh, also Neil.
Oh, shit.
I forgot that, like, why are you here?
It's a company, right? Because the company
Oh, yeah.
does pretty much slave work, right? And he's trying to disband slavery, essentially. I think is what he's trying to do. So that would, I think that's why he's here. He's like
Gotcha.
labor trade. Yeah, there you go.
Imports. I see,
Hey,
I
you
see.
know, I mean, spices, that was a booming business in the, like, 1600s or something. Not 1600s. Age of exploration. So I think that's 18, right?
Yeah, yeah. 16,
yeah, so that makes
18,
sense.
17,
There's a pyramid here. I wonder
something.
if Mystic statue is there. I think it's like 17,
17.
1800s. Like a mix. Of,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's somewhere in
whatever this
there.
fantasy historical fiction world is.
Right. Children don't come to places like this very often. Yeah, it doesn't seem too, nice in the weather department. Sand in my eyes.
Yeah, dude,
So-
that's sucks. Well, I guess it's actually not that bad. I would
yeah.
know. We would both know.
Yes.
Today.
Since we're both
Harvest is
natively from
nice.
Arizona. And there's...
Yeah, we're a pair of desert rats.
Yep. And
But
there's...
now I live in the forest and the mountains.
Which is much
And it's
nicer.
wonderful.
Yay!
Much nicer. Very much nicer.
I
Oh, my camera,
appreciate
like, freaked out.
the lack of snow. I do appreciate. I love snow. It's beautiful, but it does outstay its welcome sometimes. And then also, it's hard to travel in snow. Snow is just so sucky
Yeah.
to travel in.
And you,
No matter on foot, in car,
nice.
just bad. Here's the minigame.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I have come to the conclusion that the only reason why snow sucks is to drive in it, kind of thing. When you work
Yeah.
from home, I don't have a problem with snow. If anything, it was
Yeah.
really funny because it's like, you know, obviously because I work from home, and so does the majority of our house. Everybody who works from home in our house was like, I love snow, I love snow, I love snow. I want more. Give me more. Give me like a snow day. Give me like feet of snow. And then like Austin, he was working or is working, you know, like would have to wake up in the morning and like shovel snow to even get out of the driveway and to like defrost his car and blah, 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 blah. And then drive in the snow. And he's like, I hate the snow. I hate it. And like, I don't blame him. Like, having to do all that stuff every morning when it's freaking cold as shit outside, I totally understand. But it's like, it's just one of those things where when you don't drive ever and you don't really need to leave your house, there's not really any negatives to snow. I
Yeah.
feel like. You
The
only
only
get, like,
negative is like if
positives,
your
and
heat goes
I
out or
love snow.
something.
Yeah, kind of thing, which isn't a problem here because of the snow. The houses are built with it, so we have a lot of like gas stoves and stuff. Most houses have a chimney or something to like burn firewood or something to keep the heat in. Not our house for some reason. I don't know why. Our house is like the only house in in the entirety of the city of Bend that doesn't have a chimney fireplace, but whatever. But yeah, we have a gas stove, so if the energy goes off, at least we have a gas line. We can keep ourselves warm and stuff. But I know I don't know how it is in Flagstaff. I don't know if maybe that's a reoccurring problem that it's not built for snow. I don't know.
Oh,
Like cold weather. Yeah,
I think like we
weather's
never
nice.
had any problems up in Flagstaff with like heat going out, but I mean, because yeah, it was gas. But
Oh.
I know that
Okay, yeah.
sometimes people might have problems with that or something. But I mean, more likely when it's like real cold, like Minnesota type thing. That's when it gets into the like way negatives
I can
and stuff.
imagine. Yeah. Well, and I don't really think that's like typical snow. I think that's
Yeah.
like Arctic Circle shit. Cause it's like, so my friend Connor would live in Wisconsin, which is within the Arctic Circle. And he's like, it's -50 out. And I'm like, what? I didn't even know it could get that cold in the US. Holy cow, are you serious? What? Wowzers. Yeah, -50. And I don't think that's considered, or that's counting wind chill. He's like, it's really fucking cold when it's -10 out and you're like, oh, it's a warm day. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is wild. So I don't really think that's like typical snow weather, but I could also be wrong.
Wow.
I'm not a snow expert, nor have I lived in places like that. So
Yeah.
definitely sucks sometimes.
I lived
Yeah.
in North and South Dakota for a year and a half, so I did
Yeah.
experience a winter there, but it was a mild one. It only got
Uh-huh.
into the negatives sometimes. Mild. It was
Uh-huh.
mild.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I don't think it's gotten negative. I don't think it's cold enough here. It's like, so we'll get snow, but it's like, I think the coldest it's ever gotten was like 5 or 10 degrees or something. And even then,
That
it was
is
like
pretty cold,
in the dead of
but
night
then
when
it's,
nobody
like,
goes outside,
not-
So,
Yeah.
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 It's like we're all in sleep in bed, and if anything, sleeping in the cold is the best thing. I love it. I'll like actually crack the window open. Sorry, what was that guy saying? Was that important? Is that the reason why you were waiting? I'm sorry.
No, not important. But I just wait for in case, later people actually want to read what the dialogue says.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
In the playback
Okay.
in the YouTube. There's a picture of a jackal. Oh, dang it.
Yeah, that's a big deal. That's
And the
plot.
music cut
That's no
out
good.
like
We haven't
for
heard of him in a while.
the music cut out for dramatic effect.
Dramatic effect.
Man.
Yeah. I can't hear it, but I think I remember.
Yep.
I should have ran down this one.
Jackal who had been stalking us.
They're hunting you.
Oh
He's
crap.
like, give me the princess.
Right? The princess
Little
is still
bounty
with
hunter.
us. Hello. Wow, those are very talented snakes. Snake
Look
picnic.
at them.
Panic. Oh, okay.
Rehearsing.
All right.
Ever played Snake Picnic?
I think Panic.
Still
Snake
training.
Panic. Which is the mini game that I just played.
Nah, it's Picnic. Yeah, you're right. Panic. You're right.
Which is the game I just played
Is
where I
everything all
hit
right
the
with your Wi-Fi?
snakes.
I don't know. My Wi-Fi might be absolute shit. So Bend is a smaller. It's not a small town. It's kind of like in between city and a small town. So I guess it's just a town. I would just call it that. It's just a town. Hey, this is gonna show good out here. Oh, he's like tapping his foot. He's all pissed.
Right?
But anyways, yeah, so it's like my internet is really good when it works. Sometimes it doesn't. And it's the reason why I've had to cancel some streaming. It's terrible because it blacks out sometimes, or it'll semi-black out. So I think today is one of those days where it's really spotty, but at least it's enough. It's working enough that I can be here. I'm just sorry if I'm like cutting out if I'm like quiet and stuff. I don't know. It's definitely my Wi-Fi though, for sure.
Sad
We don't
days.
have we don't have any options here. In fact, we have no options. We just have Ben Broadband for our internet.
Oh,
and if you look on
really?
their Twitter or the reviews, everyone fucking hates it. It's like, I think it's like a 1.5 star like internet service, but it's the only thing we have out here. So it's great when it works, but only when it works, kind of thing.
Sad.
But yeah, so it's totally my Wi-Fi and I can't do anything about it. I'm sorry if it's really annoying.
Sad. Man. Treasures inside the pyramid.
Yeah.
Time to go get that mystic statue.
Right.
I mean, Neil did say that there's a mystic statue. Neil is all-knowing, right?
I know, Neil just knows. How does he? Maybe he's talked to these people. Maybe he was like, I heard from the locals. There's a
Right.
mystic statue here. Neil's a psychic. Yeah, I know, right? Or maybe he's just a genius. That's why he can I almost dropped it. Maybe that's why he could make gadgets and shit. I don't know.
Neil knew the plushies were coming.
Yeah.
This is a little on the nose. Only those who have
Dun, 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 dun.
transcended the body may
Dun,
enter.
dun, dun.
Foreshadowing. Oh, get it?
The
Foreshadowing.
pyramid's not for the living. Only. Oh wow. That's foreshadowing.
See?
I've never put that together as a
Foreshadowing.
I never put that together as a
I
kid.
get it.
Shadow.
Jarom gets it. Blah, blah, blah. Can't go in.
You don't get it yet, Rose, but it'll make sense.
There's a
Later.
character. Actually, on my shirt, you can't really see him. This one's Frieden, and this one's Shadow, who we're going to,
Yeah, sorry. This is a very spoilery stream session, or not session. This whole series is very spoiler just because we talk about this game a lot. But yeah, Shadow's a character, and he can go through walls.
Yeah, he can.
He's cool. I like him a lot.
He's sweet. Oh.
So there you go.
Oh, hey, it's the jeweler gem.
Now you understand.
Please let me give
The
you
jeweler gem, man.
the jeweler gem.
He's just a shapeshifter. He just changes into different men everywhere you go.
My Psycho Dash power is increased. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that.
Oh, you get power-ups for collecting and submitting gems? I
Yeah.
did not know that.
Yes, you did. You just forgot.
You know what? You're super right. You are not wrong on that. You're completely correct.
Oh, man. It is really nice that they reward you for, a lot of games they do, oh, if you collect all 50 of these, and then you get to, if you do collect all 50 gems, then you do get to fight like a secret boss, which was from the previous game, which is Soul Blazer, which, they're not actually tied together, they exist.
Oh my
It's
god,
not a
I actually did not know
continuation
that.
of the story.
Because I haven't played. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah, you're
good.
right. I didn't know that. Holy cow!
Yeah,
That's actually cool as shit now.
yeah,
Though.
yeah.
That actually suddenly makes me respect the mini boss and the little mini dungeon a lot more, because it's like you end it, and it's like, oh, good job, you got this whole, you went through this whole little, you collected 50 gems that are hidden around the game, some of which are really hard to find and you can never get them back. Most of them are which are like that, and then it's like you get this little mini dungeon with this really hard as shit boss, and then they're like, so for all your effort you get drum roll please, you get an herb. Go save the world. And that's literally it. It's the most anticlimactic thing ever. But yeah, I didn't know it was like a homage callback to the previous game in the trilogy. That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. I did not know that. Holy cow.
I read it on the internet.
How did you figure it out? Because you played Soul Blazer? Or the internet? Okay.
Yep.
Because oh right, because you haven't played Soul Blazer because it's so hard to find, right?
Yeah.
Or
I've
have
seen
you? I
Illusion
don't
of
know.
Gaia around. but I have never
Yeah,
seen
Gaia's
Soul
pretty
Blazer.
easy to find. Yeah, and
Even
then
though
you
it
gave me
did
the
come
third
out,
one.
it did come out in the US. I just don't know why
Yeah.
I don't find it. And then it's funny because Terra Enigma, which is the third installment in the series, which by the way, the three games, they actually don't like they are very independent from each other. They're all self-contained and you don't have to play
Yeah.
one or the other before
Yeah.
whatever to understand what's going on because they're very separate.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Final Fantasies. Every Final Fantasy is its own
Yeah.
thing. It's its own standalone.
Yeah.
But anyway, with Terra Enigma, actually, it was only released in Japan. It wasn't even released in the US. So it's not even natively
not
like
know that.
translated into English. There was just somebody, there's like just fans that are bilingual and they translated the game and made like an emulator, and then there was actually a guy who made it into a cartridge and sold it to the local
Wow.
game shop that we always like went to, the retro game shop, and that's how I came across the Terra Enigma game cartridge that
Like
I
in
gave you
English?
in English, right?
Yeah, and it's in English.
Yeah.
Holy cow, that's crazy! I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Soul Blazer is like really fucking rare, just because they didn't make a whole lot of them for the U.S. But I don't really know a reason why. I just know it's like a really, really tough, really rare game to find, like the original cartridge of it. And so when I came across it, it was a lot. It was like 75 to 80 bucks or something like that. And I'm just like, sold. I'm buying it. I don't even care. Like, cause they're just that rare. Cause I mainly just wanted it. I still haven't even played it yet. But yeah, it's funny. I have all three games of the trilogy, but yet I haven't played Soul Blazer or Terra Enigma at all. But like I do know, even though they're completely independent of each other, I do know that they're in like at least either the same universe or the similar dimensional plane or some shit off of each other. Like I know Dark Gaia is, I think, in Terra Enigma. Like she returns or something, but she looks totally different. Like she looks almost like a bug or something. Or maybe that's Soul Blazer. I don't know. But regardless, it's really neat. It's really, really cool. Kind of like, as you were saying, like the Final Fantasy games are all kind of in the same universe, but they're all independent from each other. Or kind of like how The Hobbit is independent from the Lord of the Rings, but obviously they're historically connected and are in the same world and universe. It's really cool. I actually really love shit like that. Because it's like you're seeing other aspects of the fantasy realm that these creators put together, kind of thing. But like I'm really glad they're finally, or I guess they've been doing it for a long time. It just wasn't by Disney, but like I really like that about how they do that with Star Wars, especially more recently. I know there's always been the books, but I mean like in a cinematic way, such as like with the shows.
Right.
Like the 3D animated shows and now the like live action shows that has been going on. Like, you know, now we're getting one for Boba Fett and of course we've had one for Mandalorian and I know there's other stuff too that's been coming out. They're all like really good. Like it's just great because I think the original Star Wars trilogy and then the more one, you know, the ones previously, episodes 1, 2, and 3, as well. I feel like it kind of suffers from main character syndrome. You know what I mean? It's like they're in such this huge, vast wilderness and this, you know, or like story, but it's like you're only kind of seeing through a tunnel vision of wherever the characters go, you know? So it's kind of cool that we're finally getting more of that universe, but sorry. Anyways, yes, Shadow's coming. Woo!
Yay! It's real weird because the explanation of how you like phase through the floor is this is Shadow's mind. When he holds it up, he becomes like he doesn't, his body kind of just it's so weird.
I am liquid now. Goodbye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Peace. Yeah, his statue looks so cool though.
Dude,
but
his statue is sick.
I ran into the statue and then it started the dialogue, which covered up the statue, so now we got to go through the dialogue. Oh, see, I am made from the light of a comet, the ultimate warrior shadow. Ah, so I didn't completely make that up.
The ultimate life form.
I didn't completely make that up.
No, I know.
So that's good.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think... Yeah, no, totally. I mean, that was the original idea behind the comic when we were talking about it earlier, like you were saying, Rose, is that he's either a part of the comet or he's a part of a comet, which I guess here he's a comet, which is the reason why he can't get corrupted. You know, he's essentially the same, or at least a cousin or like akin to the Dark Gaia as a comet, so she can't corrupt him, which is the reason why he can even go up to defeat her in the first place.
Huh. A comet that approaches Earth is also a consciousness without form. Makes sense.
That's cool. Makes sense. Makes sense.
Bring it to an end. Well, close your eyes. You know the drill. This statue's so awesome.
Man, you know, that kind of sucks. Like, I'm just thinking about it. So, like, well, I mean, I guess Will's kind of there. You know. But I'm just thinking, so it's like Will and Frieden. Hell, Frieden's been doing this for lifetimes. At least 2, you know, afterlife and before life. But it's like, he, you know, had been serving Gaia to stop the comet. Will goes on this like a 2-year-long journey or something like that to stop the comet, goes through all this trouble, fights all these things, only to pretty much just give the final blow. All that work was led to, like, another guy taking over and beating Gaia. You know, like, that kind of is so, like, that kind of is shitty. Like, to Will and Frieden. Like, they did so much only for someone else to do it. I don't know. It's kind of funny. But, like, I guess Will's kind of in it. Just because Will is kind of the vessel for Shadow and Frieden. But I don't know. It's just a thought that just came by my mind just now.
Yeah. I accidentally quit out of the level because the other stairs also lead out. But then when you go back in, then it starts to at the same, and then I exited again on accident too. Oh man.
Oh, dang.
But
This is such a good song.
So what you're saying is Dark Gaia is approaching Shadow? Question mark? I mean, so Dark Gaia is the comet, basically. She resides on the comet, or is the comet. It's a little unclear. And so the comet is...
Well, Shadow kind of explained it. So,
yeah.
You know, Shadow said that Dark Gaia is another consciousness without form. So she is the comet.
Right.
This is how Shadow, in a weird way, is either a piece or is a comet. So
yeah,
I feel like that's pretty clear. I don't know. Sorry, go on.
Right. Well, and then of course the comet is coming close to Earth at this time. So, I mean, in a sense, yeah, she's coming towards Shadow, who resides on Earth. So we've got to intercept.
So you're approaching me.
It'll be good. This is the last dungeon before the final one, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my god.
So,
yeah. No, it is.
So I was worried. I was a little worried that we would maybe not, because we kind of want to try to finish within the next 2 streams, because it's this stream and then next stream and then another stream, and then Alyssa has indie pop. So ideally, it would be nice to finish.
Recovering from.
Yeah. Oh no! That's what I did last time.
I have less time to do like this work things.
Up
yeah,
here.
it really does look like it would progress into the.
Yeah.
You know, but it doesn't.
Hello, Explorer Man. How did you get in here?
Explorer Man!
There's traps scattered around to prevent entry. Oh boy, a booby trap in this room that responds to sound, so don't make any noise. Bang, bang, bang. I like inhaled spit. Dang it. I was inhaling in preparation
like
for
27
comical
years of breathing, and I still can't do it right. God, my camera. Focus. Thank you.
I agree with you, Rose. How is this guy just like totally unfazed by Shadow's appearance?
That is such a good point. He never saw Shadow. He did meet Freedom though. Yeah.
He did.
That was
But how
interesting.
would he react?
Oh my god. A lot of that was cut. I don't know. Because it's like I'm so outside of the mindset of Girahim. But I think of the mindset of Zal now. I don't really know how Girahim would react. I don't know. Like from the game.
It would definitely depend.
He's so different than Zal.
On the context. So here's where we're gonna phase through the floor. Gonna.
Yeah. I know how Zal would react is Zal would be very fucking curious because Zal's never seen anything like that before. So
right on the
he's
Gaia
seen, like,
portal.
elementals and like beings.
Dude, I just phased
boom.
into the Gaia portal.
Right.
Speedrun strats. This is actually probably slower. This is actually probably bad to go in dark space as a speedrun. But that was awesome. Okay,
that's
continue.
Really funny. But yeah, like Zal, yeah, I don't really know how Girahim would react because again, it's like, yeah, I haven't thought of the headspace of Girahim from the game and that overdramatic, dude, or in so long. Because he's like both serious but also like a comic relief character, as he is creepy. But like Zal, I know how he would react, and he'd be very curious. It's like Zal has seen elementals and beings of energy. That's not like anything new to him, but it's also like seeing a creature or being
I call hacks
made out of the light
How
of
is this
a
not
corrupted
getting
comic.
him?
That's cool.
I call so
like
hacks.
The hitbox must be just at the swipe and not like the entire radius of it.
I know, it looks are
That's so
deceiving. No? Whoa, the shielding is crazy.
Oh yeah, I know, right? He's just like energy beams, shields surrounding. I don't know. Just like Goku charging.
Right.
But yeah, Zal would be very curious. Zal would be interested. He'd want to analyze him. He'd want to talk to him and ask questions and be like, "What the fuck are you? Tell me everything." Like he'd be so curious. Zal's a very, very, very curious person because he's been around for like thousands of years that like he feels like he's pretty much seen it all, and he's been to a lot of different dimensions and there and back and shit. So it's like, yeah, he's a fucking nerd. Yeah, that's actually a great that's a great way to
Zal with
it.
glasses.
He's a curious nerd. Dude, that would look fucking hot as shit in glasses. Anyways, yeah, like,
what shape would be the frames
yeah,
of the glasses?
they'd probably be very thin, lean frames. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think they'd be big, circular Harry Potter glasses like mine. I feel like this is a little bit more quirky and cute on that side. And like, given there has been a lot of like anime, like husbandos out there with like round glasses, but they're usually like so tiny, and I can't see Zal in like tiny little round glasses. I just can't see it. Like little like spectacles, I can't see that. No, it would look so weird and out of place. But like thin squares, yeah, like thin squares. I wouldn't say ovals. It'd be cool. Yeah, I think thin squares would probably be better for Zal's face. Yeah, but anyways, yeah. I guess what I was saying earlier is that like he's been around the block many times, right? So he's seen like the same thing over and over and over again that he gets really bored with, like, because he's seen it all, right? So when something new comes around, his first instinct is to like learn everything about it, because it's like, oh my god, something new, finally, thank god. I want to know what this is. What is this? Why haven't I seen this before? After thousands of years, I've never seen this. What? So he gets really, really curious. So yeah, he'd be really interested. And like also the thing is, I think some people online have assumed because he's both a dragon and a demon that, and yes, don't get me wrong, he definitely has anger issues and he gets snapped really easily. But it's also like a lot of people think he's just out of the gate aggressive, or they make him too soft and sweet. It's like one or the other extreme. But like, it's so funny because he's not really either. But unless you get to know him, but like on first impression. He's not this super violent, like, being, unless, I don't know, you're in his way or something. But it's like, you know, I don't know. He's not just, like, aimlessly, like, kill everything. So, yeah, it's like if he met Shadow, it'd be, like, really, really cool. Well, he's just naturally fucking intimidating, you know? He carries this aura of, like, authority with him because he is. He is an authority. He's a fucking, like, top of the line, like, right hand next to the all fucking whatever. So it's really, yeah. So he's used to people like listening to him, and if they don't, it's bad, you know, kind of thing. Unless you're an exception, like Will was to Girahim. So, you know, then you can kind of push back a little bit. But you need like to get there first. You know what I mean? Like. but yeah, it's I know it might sound conflicting what I'm saying, but it's like overall though, it's like he's not just like kill or like shoot and ask questions later. Usually he's an ask question person first and then maybe shoot later. So yeah, sorry, I'm rambling on about this character.
Star Wars. Who shot first?
I can relax a bit.
No, please. I mean,
yeah,
that's what this stream is
probably
for. Bro.
That's true.
Is to ramble on about Zal.
Right. Yes, my man. Yeah, Zal and the Gaia comic and the roleplay.
So,
you're right.
ramble to your heart's content. While I wait for this to lower.
God.
Go faster.
My monster spat in my face. It's
Oh.
like I took a sip and then I lowered the cup and the can was like.
Where are you? Oh no, I lowered it again. I pushed it again.
Oh, jeez. I can't even. It's fine. Okay.
So many noises of shooting. Oh, that's the culprit. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna die. Okay, I didn't die.
I'm so glad that you can loop stuff on YouTube now. It's so nice.
You can what?
So I can just loop the song forever.
Oh.
So not just hear the silence.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Go
I think I have a
faster.
scratch in my glasses, like right where my eyes are. I'm like, man, these aren't even that old. Oh well.
Oh man.
Draconic Demon Lord Zalgoroth, right hand of the master. Yes, exactly. You know, the thing is, I don't know. I'm kind of thinking about I don't know. What exactly defines a lord? Does that mean like an owner of land? Or does that just mean like someone of high power? I don't know. Is it cheesy to call him lord? I don't know.
I think it's
I
esteemed.
really want to do a major overhaul with Zal. Esteemed, okay. Yeah, so
Like
guess
I
that
feel
would
like it's
fit
only
Zal.
cheesy when it's self-proclaimed. Which it's not.
That's true, and it's not self-proclaimed in Zal's.
You know, in some cartoon.
Forgery is self-proclaimed though.
Yeah.
Like they literally say that in the game. The self-proclaimed demon lord. Yeah, I think Impa describes him that way, and it's really fucking funny.
Oh.
But yeah, Zal, it wouldn't be. Yeah, Zal would be like legit. In fact, Zal actually probably would have it wouldn't be called land, it'd be called a territory. But yeah, he probably would own land in a weird way, but it just wouldn't be referred to with that. You know, because that's a very human thing, to be like, yes, I'm the owner of this land. It's like, no, this is my fucking territory. Like, you know, like a cat's territory, like a lion's territory. You know what I mean? They get very territorial kind of thing. So I guess Zal would have something like that. But even
the
then, that would
hieroglyph.
also, you know what I mean? The hieroglyphs.
I got
have, like,
the
struggle
hieroglyph.
this is my territory. Get the fuck out. Yeah, no, seriously. I mean, you know, because it's like when you think of like Smaug, right? Like dragon sleeping underneath the mountain, like that's his fucking territory. You know what I mean? Like you're not like Lord Smaug, owner of this land, the land's lord. You know what I mean? You're like, no, it's that monster's territory. So I guess that'd be kind of like that'd be Zal's too.
Please
But even then,
heal me,
referring to him as a
Gaia.
lord because he owns territory is a very human thing. It probably, if he goes by Lord Zalgoroth, it probably would be because he is like in such high rank and class and power and all that shit. I love that. It's my territory. Get the fuck out. I love that.
Here. I think it's funny that they have Gaia right there and they have Gaia right here. Like, that's so close.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't even change to will, can you?
I do not
You know-
believe so.
Yeah.
Wait for it. Yes,
Maybe
you
it's
can.
just to save.
Yes, you can.
So it's just like to make it more like convenient, right? So you don't have to go all the way up.
Right.
I don't know. Oh, wait, no, you can
You
save
can.
to will.
You
Okay,
can
maybe
switch
that's
to will.
probably why.
Probably.
Oh, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, you need to be all three of these characters to finish the dungeon. So that's probably why Guy is down here.
Probably. Oh. You're too fat, Shadow. You went back in. Maybe I could just jump down. Jump down. Whoa. His jumping is so cool. Wee, poof. That's so awesome.
I know, he dives into the floor. How cool is that? Like, that is legit so neat. And then he splashes into a puddle and then emerges.
Like, they work
It's
so
cool.
they work so hard on that animation. And it's like not even
I
used.
feel like they worked a lot of, like, so hard on all of them. I know, right? It's so cool.
And then also, I went in that one. I think maybe like one more door or something like that, and we can read something. Oh, don't you do
Oh,
that.
you're good, yeah. Oh, yeah, it is 8:30.
Yes.
Man, these streams go by so fast. Have you thought about streaming for longer, or is 2 hours like your perfect
but
amount?
yeah, 2 hours is like my maximum of like, I can keep on being entertaining and not be so tired. Time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So.
My max used to be like 3-4 hours, and now I seem to be on average like 5-6. It's funny. It's like because I start streaming at 3, and then it's like like 6, 7 o'clock will hit, so it's been 4 hours, and I'm like, I want to keep playing. It's crazy. I think it also depends on the game.
Yeah,
I think
for sure.
If it's a game that you could just go on forever and ever and ever. I also think it's probably easier with more people because it's just easier to have a conversation.
Yeah. And
then, not that just talking to you alone, Rose, has been annoying in any way. It's been fantastic talking to you. I'm just trying to think of like all the reasons, I don't know. But yeah, no, it's actually, I'm so glad that you've been coming to these streams, Rose, just because I know you actually have genuine interest in like Zal and Espier's Black and where it came from and all that stuff, which is so cool. Can I just say, it's like, obviously there's not a following for it because it's not public, I just kind of like talk about it in passing. I'm like, oh yeah, my OC that I love that I never do anything with. It's like, it's actually really cool that you're here and that you want to learn about it and like talk about it, regardless of like context or even reading anything, because obviously you can't. So it's just like really neat. I'm so glad you're here. You're like the perfect person to be here.
Thanks for the support, man. You're great, Rose.
Yeah, seriously, thank you so much. Yeah, you're awesome.
Oh boy. Yeah, the pyramid is pretty cool. I don't know if we had really any ideas for the pyramid because it's so late in the game.
Yeah.
But I do really like the boss, and that would have been really fun to write out, especially because I feel like we could have, given her dialogue too. And that's fun. Because it's Cleopatra.
Yeah.
Yeah,
she's
awesome.
cool. Cleopatra is actually really awesome.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, I was gonna say something. What was it? Oh, yeah. Just like with, I think the only thing that we had planned for, which I think you might have written out, for like the pyramid is with the jackal.
Yeah.
I think that was it. Yeah.
Which
But
is a
otherwise, we never
creepy,
thought
creepy-
about it. We didn't workshop even ideas. We didn't even have a concept just because it was so far in the game, and we stopped like not even halfway through the game. Well, about halfway from the game, maybe a little less. You know what I mean? So it just we just didn't get there. So that's kind of sad.
Yeah. It happens.
I know the bricks are like indicators that you could go through them, but it's
Yeah.
like,
I'm gonna try going through this one.
why can't he go everywhere? You
I
what
know,
Oh, I think
yeah.
he's supposed to. I don't just have a feeling. This is giant like griffin, not griffin. What is it called? A sphinx
hey.
on the wall.
What's up?
Room's gotta be important.
Hey, I found another one. It's another hieroglyph.
Hey.
Let's just remove all these. That seems like a good idea and not triggering booby traps at all.
Dude, it's okay. You're the ultimate life form or some shit. I don't know. Ultimate warrior. That's Shadow the Hedgehog.
What happens if I do this? Oh, okay.
You can go if if you are Shadow, and you can defeat Dark Gaia, which has been coming around for since pretty much the beginning of time, fucking up Gaia's worlds. Like, I'm pretty sure he can take on any booby trap. Just, it's got to be crazy to think about. It's like, because Dark Gaia, I know Dark Gaia isn't technically a deity. I know Gaia is, or is Dark Gaia considered a deity? I don't know. Regardless, Shadow could take down Dark Gaia. That's fucking wild.
Yeah.
Wrong Shadow. Fuck. Yeah. I love that parallel. It's so funny. It's the most ironic thing. They're so different. They have nothing alike. Shadow, the ultimate warrior. Shadow, the ultimate life form. Except one's a cartoony hedgehog that's angsty and has a dramatic past. And his personality changes from game to game because they can't figure out what they want to do with him. All we know is that Shadow the Hedgehog is cool, and we go with it.
It's true. All right, we did that one. And now it's 8:37.
Okay.
So maybe
boy.
one more, and then...
Yeah, maybe one more.
I don't know if Rose
And
was...
hey,
Yeah?
Oh, sorry, go on. Sorry.
I don't know if Rose was here for when we started talking about what our plan is for the reading portion today, which is, we have a books, actually 2 books. I don't know if we want to have As Corrupt as White mixed in there or not. But anyway.
We can.
Yeah.
It's just a little rough because pretty much all of that book is scrapped. It was replaced with new stuff. But anyways,
well, I
yeah,
mean, that's kind of like the point of being able to read from anything in As Pure as Black, As Corrupt as White. And this is, origin stuff, and this stuff is all scrapped.
That's true. Actually, I think most of the first book, As Pure as Black, was like, for the role play sake, I think was pretty kept.
Oh, well, yeah. But I'm just saying, like...
You know what I mean?
You're
right. This is origin. Doesn't fucking matter if
yeah,
it's scrapped
like...
or not. Pretty much everything's scrapped anyways. You're right.
Exactly. Like, when all is said and done...
we love to look back on it anyways.
Yeah. When all is said and done, this is all just draft. The As Pure as Black is just more, like... deciding that this is actually good and we're going to keep this as long as we can. Yeah. And then As Corrupt as White was scrapped quickly when we found out another cool idea. But
yeah,
that's okay.
And it was way better and it was way more fucked up.
Yeah.
We went with it.
What do I do in here? Do I need to?
I mean, it gets so dark. It gets so dark that you wouldn't read it. Never mind. I don't know, Rose, I don't know if you're aware of Berserk, but As Pure as Black even draws a kind of similar lines to as Berserk in some areas, which is fucking wild to me to think about, but
I think you will.
If you don't know what Berserk is, it's fantastic. I highly recommend it. It's just really fucking dark, so be prepared for that. If you don't like crazy, dark, fucked up shit, you probably wouldn't like Berserk, but otherwise it's a great thing. But yeah, we had a better idea for what happens after this book, like what Hannah was saying. And when we started role playing it, it was just so fucking insane and dark and awesome. We were like, let's keep doing it. And let's like forget. Let's do an alternate reality where like, what if we don't do what happens in the book and we, you know,
because
we do a new thing. And we took that new route and it was awesome.
in As Pure as Black, it's basically
Okay, cool.
Girahim is in Will's world. He gets stuck in Will's world, and then at the end of the book, he is back into his own world, but Will also follows him. And second book, As Corrupt as White, well, Will gets trapped in Girahim's world, and it's a crappy world.
Yeah.
And at the end of the book, he escapes back into his world. So there's kind of that parallel there. But, I mean, in As Corrupt as White, how we role-played it, we made it so that he escaped right away. We had Frieden come in and be able to save him. But in our idea, we were like, well, what if he was trapped there instead of for like 3 days? What if it was like 3 years?
I think,
So
yeah, it was like 3 years or something like that.
anyway,
And a lot of shit it's cool. It's cool too because that's when things started getting really original because we started deviating away from the source material from both Gaia, and we very rarely did anything regarding
Zelda,
Skyward Sword.
yeah.
Because it just didn't make sense. Yeah. Actually, you're right. Not even Skyward Sword. We barely used anything from the Legend of Zelda's franchise at all. It was mainly just Girahim.
Yeah.
And then we used
And, like,
concepts of
Demise.
using the other villains. Yeah, because obviously with Girahim comes Demise, and we included some of the other Zelda villains, which was fun. But it was like
Yeah, like Vati.
overall, like the whole world they went to. Yeah, Vati.
But that
Oh,
was
man,
more
that's
like
kind of
a, by the way, also
weird
this
zone.
happened story. Like, it was a side story from what we had previously, like, talked about and built upon, and we just decided to mention it in the roleplay. So Vati's really only there in passing anyway. So.
Yeah, because reasons, but yeah, yeah, for sure. But I guess my point is that like, despite using some of the villains and stuff, the whole Girahim's world, aka the Dark World, which isn't the Dark World, we just called it that way because we were using Zelda terms. But overall, that whole area is original. We just pretty much fan fictionified it, but it's like it's all our ideas. Hey. So that was really easy to keep. But, yeah, that's when As Pure as Black started becoming more original and not so much fandom stuff. Hi! Hello, little man! It's really cool.
Then we
Hello,
decided
gorgeous
it would be really cool if somehow Demise died, and therefore
Yeah!
Will would become his master, which is super awesome. And
Yeah.
then it was like stuff happened in our lives, and I wasn't really able to roleplay really anymore. And so then Alyssa started roleplaying with her roommates, and then now it's kind of evolved into its own thing where it is currently.
Yeah.
Which is Zal, and all original
Yep.
instead of, you know.
All original shit. And there's so many different, like, it's almost like AU after AU after AU.
Yeah.
It's like everything that has happened with As Pure as Black, because it's not like actually like writing, and it's just kind of like, I know he's jealous of the Dragon Boy. Because it's not like writing, it's like we're just role playing, meaning we're just fucking around and having fun. We just kind of roleplay whatever we get the ideas for, which even means conflicting with previous scenes and stories and portions of the timeline that we already wrote out. Mm-hmm. So there's like, for example, like there's a timeline. I think I talked to you about this when Crystal and a couple others were here. There was a stream like a couple months ago where it was like, oh yeah, so Will, when he was Girahim / Zal, because he wasn't really Girahim anymore, but he wasn't really Zal, he was like some weird in between. Girahim's quote unquote master, and Will was the king of whatever country, I can't remember its name. wherever Kara is from as a princess, that Will couldn't stand the idea of Girahim / Zal feeding. And so he told him not to torture and kill so that he started to starve. And I remember you asking, well, what was Will's decision? And the decision was no. But we also did an alternate reality roleplay we seen where Will said yes, but under certain conditions. And it was like, it was really cool because we got to like explore all the different avenues of role playing. I was like, oh, well, what if Will said this? Okay, well, what if we do the opposite? What would happen then? And so it's like, as Pure as Black isn't this linear thing of like, okay, it's like this. Oh, just kidding. We're gonna scrap that. We're gonna do this instead. Instead, it's like a big web of a bunch of different alternate realities and ideas and concepts. Yeah, it's cool. So like, that's why I think I've mentioned it a couple times. It's really difficult to say what is canon and what is not, because so much of it has been scrapped, so much of it has been kept, and I might just end up scrapping all of it because, and then restarting over from the beginning, you know what I mean? It's all just a mesh of having fun and dicking around, kind of thing. So, yeah, the only thing that is for sure canon is the fact that pretty much all the concepts are real, but the personalities behind it all for sure. And
yes.
I will say, role-playing so many different scenarios, even if they conflict, really does hash out a character.
Yeah, it does.
You really get to know that character very, very well.
Yeah.
You learn all the ins and outs of that character. It's really fantastic. Which is one of the reasons why I'm like, I know exactly how Zal would react in this situation, kind of thing. They've gone through so much character development in so many scenarios, but yeah.
All right. Well, I think
really
it's
fun
time to read. So because we didn't really have like yes, this is the next scene we want to read, because it's all just so contextual and like anyway. So we couldn't think of anything specific. So we're just going to let you, the chat, aka Rose, pretty much right now. So there's these two lovely books.
Pick up a litter, Rose.
Right? And there's like, a little less than 1,000 pages. So you pick a book, what you want, and then pick a page, and then we'll read that random page. We will, kind of skim it to make sure it's like, I don't know, palatable. But anyway, that's our plan.
Palatable. What a good word for that. Should I go get As Corrupt as White? I don't have it on me. I just need to run it downstairs to grab it.
What do you say, Rose? Do you want us to pull from As Pure as Black or As Corrupt as White? AKA, do you want things set in Will's world, or do you want things set in Girahim's world, which is definitely going to be a little bit darker?
Our original idea, yeah. Which, you know what? While you're deciding, because there's a delay, I'm gonna go grab it just in case. So
yeah, go do it.
On your back,
Yeah, I knew you would say that. As Corrupt as White it is. It's like slightly shorter, but also not really, because so with As Pure as Black, how this all started was because we were like, what if Will and Girahim had a conversation? Because at the time we were going through a real Girahim phase, because Skyward Sword we were playing it, and we thought Girahim was hilarious. And so, anyway, we decided to do like a roleplay, Alyssa and I, through... This was before... I'm sure that Google Docs existed, but we were using Skype to chat.
I'm here. Hello.
I'm just... Oh, no, because she can't hear me still. Because she has not got her ears on.
Sorry.
Now you got your ears on.
Now I have my
I was just explaining how, like, these aren't really... I mean, As Corrupt as White is technically shorter, but also it's kind of not. Because As Pure as Black, what it has included in it is the quote-unquote conversations,
Stupid
which
conversations. Yeah, love
which
those.
are the original like Skype conversations, like we had using the Skype chat, and we
Oh my god, it's so
we just
good.
pulled those conversations, which in the canon or whatever, we kept it being that virtual space. Like, you know, we're imagining Will at a computer typing, Girahim at a computer typing, and it's so ridiculous. And then they're like, well, what if we would meet in real life? And that's when the actual roleplay starts.
It's the
and
most
so,
stupidest shit.
and so,
Yeah.
AKA, so I mean,
It's,
this is a
yeah.
thicker book, but it does have the conversations in it, which is like not really. It's like the
So,
beginnings of whatever.
like-
It's not really role play.
If we
in the-
cut down in the flesh, yeah, whatever. Yeah, it's like the thing is, it's like I've said it a million times, but not really so much in this Gaia playthrough, which is funny. Is the whole thing started as a joke.
Yeah.
All of everything started as a joke, and so that's why we were like not really trying to make it serious. You know, we're like, yeah, let's just lols. What if they were actually met online? Lols, that's hilarious. Let's fucking do it. You know what I mean? Because it's so funny and stupid. And yeah, so it all started as a joke, but then the more we role played, it was like, wow, this is really fun. Let's keep doing it. And then we went to, yo, what if they like met in person? What would happen? Okay, let's do that. And then we went from conversations to actual roleplay. And then we were like, shit, this is awesome as all hell. Let's keep doing it, you know? And then we got like super sucked in and we were addicted. But yeah. So as pure as black,
If you seriously,
yeah,
the
it's much
first
actually
100
shorter.
pages of As Pure as Black are conversations, like the Skype conversations. So if you say that you
lot.
wanted to read
Shit.
something from pages 1 through 100 of As Pure as Black, you would probably hit one of those conversations. But
oh my god, you're right. 102. Okay,
Yeah.
so not the first time.
Not the first
It is
time.
Pure as Black. Don't do that. Don't do it.
though we did
Jesus
add,
Christ!
we did
That's
add,
a lot.
we did add actually like.
But we cut down.
We did cut down the conversations. To be fair, well, I don't know. Anyway, we did add little fun in between things to like describe.
Yeah, we did
each
couple
other's
in-person
headspace
roleplays.
between conversations, and we added that
Right,
later within the
right.
context of the
Yeah.
whole entire once they were fleshed out. Blah blah blah. We added that later. So
Yeah.
and they're really, I do like the
did the
little
book.
inserts that we did do for between. But anyway.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, we broke that up for the book. Totally. Wow, I can't even believe that.
So okay,
I forgot how much we had.
Rose
Okay, so anyways,
said that she wants to do As Corrupt as White because we did As Pure as Black last time.
As Pure as Black last time. Okay,
So
yeah, sounds good.
there are, let's see here, how many pages do you have to choose from? Oh, such cute pictures. Okay. The last page is 357. 357 is the last page.
Oh, okay.
And the first
yeah,
page
wow.
is 0.
That is much shorter.
Oops.
Oh my gosh! I forgot that there's like drawings.
Yeah, there's such
And the back
cute
of the book.
drawings. You have to show because I can't do close up.
Oh, does your camera like?
Well,
freak out?
because my camera's attached
Oh
to the
my
TV.
Goodness gracious. This is high school for me. You know how long ago that was? That was like 2012. So I was a senior in 2012 and I graduated 2013.
That's as close as I can
And
get.
even then, I think part of this was my junior year too. So it's like, aw. He's in front of the computer. Okay, it's like, so, oh my god, it's so, oh! Goodness, it's crazy. Oh yeah, that's supposed to be his room. So funny.
Art.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah. All right,
Jeez.
Rose.
Oh my
so
god, some of this is so fucking embarrassing. Oh, this
name
is
a
cool.
page.
This is actually from the Gaia comic. this right here, this. So
Oh
this is
yeah, the
Viper.
Viper. Yeah, Viper.
Yeah, and Will. Oh yeah. Oh my God, I forgot about that. So you know how in the game. Sorry, this is Illusion of Gaia comic stuff. This isn't As Pure as Black. So like in yeah, these are my high school doodles. Okay, I'm sorry, I have stupid ADD. Anyways, what am I thinking? Thoughts. There's too many. Okay,
So
I know
with
what I was
Viper,
gonna say.
yeah.
So, so Viper in the comic, you know how in the game, they are falling after the Viper fight, Will is, and then Neil and all the friends come and like pretty much grab him in the air, midair with the ship. I think I totally forgot about this, but I had this idea of Will hitting the ground in the ocean and like falling in it, or maybe that was the scene with you know, and then going straight into Mew. But anyways, yeah, so I think that's what that is, which is really cool. Wow, that's so neat. I forgot about that. That's more Gaia comic stuff. Oh my gosh, that's so fun.
I agree with you, Rose. She was still the best at art in high school.
Wait, what? You were still the best at art. Thank you. I don't know. There was some really good artists in my art class. They were just very different. I drew cartoons and they didn't. But oh, hey, also just little fun fact of the history of my drawing styles. Because there's multiple that I draw on. You know my icon that I draw myself in for you know, like YouTube and stuff. Well, I've been drawing in that style since high school, and this is Girahim in that style. See what I mean? It's the same exact formula that I use for my like YouTube icon of myself, and that's so cute. There's so many. Also, this was drawn in pen. In high school, I didn't draw in pencil. I would just draw with pens. So if I messed up, that was it. It's crazy. I don't know why I did that.
Because you liked it. You liked the way it looked.
I did.
That's why.
I loved the way it looked. It felt nice. I remember I hated pencil. I hated graphite in... I hated graphite in high school, which is hilarious because now I really like pencil a lot. This is so sad. Sorry, I just opened to a page and I'm like, oh!
All right,
Oh,
Rose,
no.
choose a page between 0 and
Yeah.
358.
Yeah, pen is understandably scary. Every stroke is a commitment.
Right? If you use whiteout, you're... It's a shame. It's a shame.
Shame. No, whiteout destroys artwork.
Yeah.
When you fuck up, you fucked up.
You gotta
That's
salvage.
just how it be.
You just gotta salvage.
Yeah, you gotta salvage. Try to make the mistake look like not a mistake.
Google did not disappoint. 169.
Okay, a 169. Yeah, I'm about it. Okay, let's see. Well,
Oh,
I might not
man.
be about it. Let's see what this is.
Yeah, let's
Okay,
see what
hang
it
on, Let
is.
us just skim for a little bit. Oh my god, I think
Aw,
This
this
so
one,
long
this
since
is
I've had the book. I
cute.
can't flip very fast.
This is
Oh, no.
actually...
I mean, this is gonna be cringy though. Oh,
This
wow,
is
the
actually
beginning of
like the
chapter.
one, like, I feel like good part. You hit it on the nail. Of like, the...
Is this after what I think is? Okay. Hang on, I'm not caught up. Oh, that is cute. Hang on, what was the presenting? Oh. Oh shit! It's this chapter.
I know. It,
Wait.
at the beginning of the chapter is really sweet, but basically because
But then
the
it gets really
rest of the
fucked up.
chapter is gonna be all it's all gonna be sad. But anyway, she wants 169, so we're gonna give it to her.
Right. Okay. Well, should we start?
Should we start at 168
chapter?
because it's the beginning of the chapter? Sure, we can do that. And we could just kind of read until we don't want to.
Oh wait.
Oh wait.
Is this? Oh. This is after meeting Veron. And Will's all fucked up from Veron. Okay. I'm kind of, I understand now. Okay. I just needed some more context. I'm like, to get the vibe of the scene. Okay, so yeah, should we start at the beginning of the chapter? Might as well, right?
Yeah.
I know, very nostalgia lane, yeah. Oh, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm still choking on my spit.
Okay. I'm telling you, 27 years of breathing and I'm still bad at it. You know, it's like. Okay. So beginning of the chapter. Oh God, I have to start.
Yes, you do.
Oh, I get so nervous.
It's okay. It's
don't
just
expect
Rose.
any voice acting. I know, like you're Rose. You're like literally, you're the best person to actually read to. Like not even joking. Like you were the coolest fucking person. If I were to read to anybody, it would be you. So like, wow, you and like Beta Knights, because I know Beta Knights is really into this stuff too, which is I really appreciate. But anyways, he's not here, which is really sad. I don't know. Maybe he'll see the VODs. Okay, here goes. Bear with me. I'm sorry. I already know it's 9 o'clock. Okay, I'll just start reading. Nerves. So Girahim stepped foot into the room and saw Will sleeping in his bed soundly. And when I mean his bed, I mean like Girahim's bed. Oh, good. He got some sleep. He thought to himself. Girahim thought about waking up Will, but instead, or at least at first, he took a trip. Wait. Oh, it's so funny. Or at least at first, I guess he decided against it because he took a trip to the bathroom to take a nice soak of a warm bath. It's so funny. This would maybe renew the mood for the day. I don't know. Clean with new clothes on. He sat down at his vanity to do his makeup because he's Girahim, and why wouldn't he? Oh my god. Totally different. Oh my god, Zal would not do any of those things. So
he wouldn't take a warm bath to lighten the mood.
Yeah, to reset his emotions. Yeah, or even sit at a fucking vanity and like do his makeup. That's so funny. That's so Girahim though. You know what I mean? Because of course it makes sense. Because like of course Girahim would like put himself first. You know what I mean? It's like gotta get these emotions out. You know, kind of shit. So
yes, background.
Anyways,
music,
go on. That's
so
your
serene.
turn. Sorry. I just couldn't help but like laugh at
the comparison.
how Girahim that is and how not Zal that is. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Anyways, go on.
Will was beginning to regain consciousness, coming out of a strange dream which was leaving him fast. What was he dreaming about again? It was something interesting. He knew Lance was in it. Will's ears caught the clicking and snapping of makeup products. He was facing the vanity, and he opened one eye ever so slightly, seeing that Girahim was sitting on his stool in the middle of doing his makeup. He closed his eyes again and rolled over to face away from Girahim, trying to remember what he was just dreaming of. It was pretty cool, whatever it was.
Girahim saw Will turn on the bed in the mirror. There should be a comma there. He looked at Will through the reflection to see if he was ready to wake. Girahim wasn't quite ready for the day, but he could prepare some servants for Will's breakfast liking if Will decided to wake up. He waited for a few seconds, and Will did not move. He must still be sleeping then. People would do such things when they were asleep sometimes. Move around without even realizing it. So, Girahim continued with his makeup. He was nearly finished.
Kara? No, Kara wasn't in it. Flute? Lance had his flute, and then what was he doing with it? Somehow he was in space? How'd he get there? Will was conscious of his even breathing as he continued to try and recall the dream. And, oh, that's right. Lance twirled his flute in the air, and the sky turned to night, and when Lance caught it, they were in space, on the comet. And that's really it. That he could remember.
Shit, the comet.
Right? That's pretty cool. Was
Yeah, that's actually really cool.
yeah, was there anything that was said? Anything that happened after that? It was really nice to just lay there in a godly, comfortable bed and think about a simple dream. Because at this time,
You know it's a fucking
there wasn't
comfortable
really
bed. It's bed.
time to think about
Yeah.
the luxury of what were you just dreaming about. This is a luxury at this point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is a huge luxury. Okay, so Gary was done with his makeup. Cool. He turned around, snapped his cape on. Oh yeah, because he snaps his clothes on. And looked at Will as he
Like
laid
snaps,
there.
not
Took a
like
few steps towards the
snaps,
bed.
but like snaps.
Yeah. No, it's like
Materialized.
as Gary does. Yeah, he materializes his clothes with magic, with the snap.
Yet
Yeah,
he
he does that. So,
sews
yeah, he
them
walks
by
forward a bit.
hand because that's a hobby of his, is sewing by hand too.
Right, yeah.
The irony.
Of Gary, which of course is totally, that's our idea. That doesn't come from the game, but yeah,
Yeah.
totally. I'm just like, where else would he get the clothes? You know what I mean? He had to make it himself, right? I don't
Yeah.
know. Headcanons. Anyways.
Girahim was probably wondering if he was awake. Will let out a deep breath and turned around with his elbow bent to have his relaxed hand by his face. His eyes were narrowed and his eyebrows were creased against the light. With the coming out of sleep, he breathed in deeply again and held his lungs full as he pulled his elbow away from his head in a stretch. Afterwards, letting his arm fall onto the bed, grunting slightly in exhale. Morning, Girahim.
He chuckles. I had wondered on whether or not you were awake. So then, your clothes are on the coffee table, and what would you like for breakfast? He said rather formally. That I did not say that formally. But yeah.
I don't know, Will said with a sleepy sigh. Orange
Cute.
juice? Eggs and bacon?
How would you like them done?
Sunny side up.
Number?
3 and 4 slices of bacon, or maybe 5.
Girahim chuckled. The first real soft smile appeared on Girahim's face since last night, due to Will's dorky second thinking. Right away, young Will. He said as he turned around and began to leave to the door. I shall order your morning meal, while you will hop on out of sleepy time to get dressed for the day.
Sure, that'd be great.
With a chuckle, Girahim left the room.
So, I think that's a good place to end that scene, because...
Oh, okay. Just like that tiny little...
Yeah, just that
excerpt.
tiny little thing.
Launch
If you
cruise.
want to, we can do one more, at least.
Yeah, 'cause that was so tiny. I expected to read way more. What's next?
Oh, I'm thinking of skipping around, you know? So, Rose asks, are they
Yeah,
roommates?
you're right. Okay. Roommates.
Oh, well.
Kind of. So it's, well, not really. It's just that, like, how do you explain this? It's like, so Will gets trapped in quote unquote the dark world, which again don't think of it as the dark world from Legend of Zelda. It's like its own thing. But that's what we're basing it off of. It's which is essentially hell, you know, where cursed, like, you know, demons and evil doers that are vanquished, such as all the villains, are just like cast away and trapped. So that's the idea of where they are right now. It's some like hellish dimension. And so Will's stuck there, and because obviously Will doesn't have his own quarters or anything like that, and Girahim, who is worried for Will, he's like, you could just stay in my room because I never use it, and also I don't want you to fucking die, so like just be in my room for now.
Because Girahim
You know
doesn't
what I mean?
technically
So, yeah,
need to
that's why
sleep.
Will's like, yeah, that was another headcanon, not from the game, but we just kind of rolled with the idea that maybe what if Girahim doesn't need to sleep, and doesn't sleep, and kind of like a gem from Steven Universe. It's like they can sleep if they choose to, but they don't because they don't need to. That was kind of the idea for Girahim. So it's like he has like a bed and a room and all this shit, but like for some reason I don't actually know why. But yeah, he has one. I think that was originally part of the joke of all the villains being in the same like vicinity as each other's. So Will just kind of took it, kind of thing, with Girahim's permission. So yeah, souls of the damned screaming outside. Will, this is such a soft bed. Yeah, no, exactly.
And this is,
Yeah,
I mean,
kind
this
of,
is
pretty much.
seriously, the page that you chose was like the most lighthearted page in this entire book.
You know, I do remember actually pushing extremities. There is another kind of like a meme funny scene actually that I just remembered flipping through this thanks to a little picture that I drew. Is
Girahim's retelling of...
Rose and Suko, have you ever played Wind Waker?
Yeah. That.
What?
Oh, I was guessing.
Yeah, have you? Yeah, that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're guessing. Yeah. Yeah, Rose, have you ever played Wind Waker? Yeah, you've played Wind Waker. So you know, there's the command song where it's like ba 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 ba. So, because this is like kind of the Legend of Zelda inspired, Will plays the flute, and it's a magical flute, and obviously Will himself is magical, and the whole concept of that command melody is to command either, you know, other people or beings or strong beings. And so we had this idea of Will finding it and trying it on Garim. It was like funny. So I don't know, that might be actually kind of fun, something fun.
Where is that?
But that might be kind of fun.
I don't know where that is.
I don't know, how do you feel? It's actually the next chapter. It's 188.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. 188.
188, yeah. That's fine. Hey! Stop it.
Hey,
Hello.
what's up?
Hey, Marshall, what's up?
What page is
Yeah.
it? Oh.
It's 188.
Oh, well, but it doesn't start there? I know that's the
chapter.
start of the chapter.
Yeah, here, let me see.
Because I definitely don't want to read, like, the whole chapter. That's, like, too long. Oh!
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could see the picture.
Yeah, I can see the picture. Oh.
I'm not
Let's
really
do...
sure where it starts.
Let's do...
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
it is pretty cute. Okay. Let's just start... Sorry, we're so indecisive.
Okay. No, it's not that. I don't know. I don't think it's indecisive. It's more just like finding a spot. I'm just gonna find a search. Okay, I think it's actually 192. Oh wait, or maybe it's shit. Maybe it's 191. It's right there. Okay, it's totally 191. I think it starts like halfway through the page.
Let's start 190, and let's start at the let's start at the diamond. So Girahim's line. That's it's the second diamond on the page, 190.
Okay, like the
Yeah.
Oh god, that's so Girahim. Okay, yeah. God, we start there.
So, to give slight context, they're outside and they are, like, practicing Will's skills as, like, being able to use a sword, being able to use his magic, stuff like that. So, they're outside.
Yeah, they're outside and, like, so Girahim, can't really help Will escape the area. but he wants him to, but he's not allowed to because he obviously, that's like a prisoner and stuff, and that would go against, that would mean betraying Demise by doing so, which it just isn't in the books for Girahim. So, because he's super fucking loyal and like borderline obsessed with Demise. So it's like so what he's been doing is he's been training Will to become stronger so that hopefully Will can get out himself. So yeah, they're outside in this hedge maze. I don't know why. I don't know why there's a hedge maze. There's just a hedge maze because it's cool. And yeah, so that's what they're doing. And I guess there's some little banter going on back and forth, just like teasing and shit.
Yeah.
So it starts with them kind of like training a little bit, but like casually. And I guess my first line is, hang on. I know. I think we should kind of start at the start of the page of 190. You're ridiculously unclever mistake line.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because if I jump right into the second diamond, that feels so weird. I don't know.
Well, okay, let's start on 189 on the last diamond on the page.
Okay. Okay, here we go. So they're training. Jarom raised one hand to Will's face, stopping and simply flicked Will's nose with a chuckle. He then turned around casually, looking at the blade. Oh, come now, Will. Do you truly think it would be so simple after making yet another ridiculously unclever mistake? And they're training, I don't know.
I don't remember. But
So that's you.
you're a ridiculously unclever mistake, Will said to himself in a joke under his breath.
You're fucking piece of shit. Twirling the sword around in his fingers and laying the blade on his shoulder, his cape disappeared and he turned behind his shoulder with a smirk. I heard that.
Oh man, he said in a pure dang it voice upon seeing Girahim's cape disappear, and duly in response to Girahim's little comment, I don't suppose asking nicely would do anything now, huh?
Girahim licks his sword. Very Girahim. Perhaps I'll keep this. I did craft this fine blade with my very hand, instead with time as any conjurer of magic. He chuckled. I think Will was maybe trying to disarm Girahim and like take a sword or something. I think that's part of the training session, and Will's struggling, so I think that's why he said that. Anyways, just context. Go on.
Yep. Ah, dude, Will says with a slight grimace as he holds his hands in a you keep it manner. You just got your demon germs over it. You can keep it. Though Will obviously wasn't serious.
Girahim turns around and walks a little backwards with his head down and a smile, with giving a creepy glare. Having the sword in one hand and his other hand touching the tip of the blade with one finger, he says, "Then I suppose there will be no lesson, young Will."
Okay, cut the jokes. Sorry for the unclever grab. Girahim wasn't letting up his darker expression, neither his hold on the sword. I'm gonna have to fight you for it, aren't I? Will says in a matter-of-fact acceptance.
Yeah, he's totally supposed to get it. Girahim lends the sword at Will's casually, with the hilts to his friend, ready to give. Come on, get it, Will.
Come and get it, Will. Lil twirly, whatever, enye. Not an enye, but like it's a squiggle at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Girahim is Squiggle, the character.
Around, yeah. He really is Squiggle, the character.
Will trains his eyes on the sword. Oh, dang it. He puts his hand out slowly to grab the hilt, though he knows that Girahim is just going to pull it away, so he feints a grab too, pulling it back his hand again. A faster reach, then retract. Reach. Will abruptly points behind Girahim and cries out, "Look, a flying pig!"
Girahim laughs out loud and twirls the sword around in the air and grabs the hilt, then thrusts the blade at Will. Oh, shit.
Will gasps in surprise and teleports to the left just in the nick of time not to get skewered. Whoa, man, that was a little close for comfort, he says almost casually. Oh, not so casually the way I read it.
Yeah, more like, dude, what the fuck? Yeah, like more seriously, like caught off guard. Yeah. Girahim swiped it to the side at will. It's not. No, it's not. I think is what it said.
Oh,
Yeah,
it says not,
And
it's
he left.
not. Oopsie. Whoops.
Yeah, that's a typo for sure. No, it's not. And he swipes at Will again.
Will teleported away from the side swipe as well. Easy for you to say. Girahim did a vertical slice at him, and this time he jumped to the side to dodge instead of teleporting. Girahim swiped at him yet again, and this time Will teleported on top of the fountain away from Girahim's reach. You know, I think you need to be taught a lesson.
He asks, looking up at Will at a side angle and a tilt upward to his head. Do tell. What could I possibly need a lesson on?
You should stand right there, Will says, drawing and pointing his flute at a spot a little to Girahim's left, right in front of where Will's body faced. It won't mean nearly the same if you don't stand there.
Girahim looks at Will and cocks his head, utterly confused, with a narrow-eyed smile. Excuse me? He says, saying the words with a chuckle. He's like, excuse what? Why?
Really, Will was just making stuff up, thinking as he was saying stupid stuff. But then, the most absurd yet most efficient, assuming it worked, idea sprung into his mind. Will smiled. He was going to get a laugh. He was going to laugh his butt off if it actually worked. Fine, I'll just move you then, Will said with a smirk. Will then teleported behind the fountain so that he was out of Girahim's sight and placed his flute to his lips. He was surprised that he remembered this melody, or at least he was pretty sure he was playing it correctly. He had only played it once. The command melody. He reached out his mind in search of his target, Girahim.
Dun, 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 Gear smirked and scoffed. Acting dumb to be clever is silly, Will. Don't play coy. He stopped suddenly. Felt something come over him and just froze. He just stopped. And suddenly, ...
Whoa! Ha ha ha! It actually worked! Ha 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 ha! Girahim's voice laughed in a more Will-esque inflection, for it was just Will laughing in disbelief through Girahim's voice. Whoa, weird, so weird. Will was in control of Girahim's body, seeing everything from his perspective, feeling magic to a point as Girahim felt it, and feeling Girahim's internal magic coursing through him. Whoa! It was much more developed than Will's, and he already knew that, but now he could feel it, feel what it was supposed to feel like. Whoa! And the height difference, the body difference, it was staggering. He felt so strange in Girahim's body. He felt super tall, first of all, and the tight clothing, it was so exposing, yet strangely comfortable. And, sorry, super awkward, but his thing is huge.
Yeah.
Just saying, but moving on.
Hair.
His hair, how could he stand it on one side of his face, covering his eye all the time? Upon instinct, Will's consciousness brushed Girahim's hair out of his face with the free hand, and then coming upon the normal ear, and he also felt the weight of the earring on the pointed ear. The other hand reached up and touched the tip of the pointed ear. It jutted out so far, it was weird. He looked at his gloves, curled and uncurled the fingers, which not holding the sword. The one that wasn't holding the sword.
Yeah.
He didn't. Anyway, smiling in disbelief.
His free hand.
Right. It must have been a little odd to see such a genuine disbelieving expression on Girahim's face to an outside spectator, as it didn't have any other demonic, sarcastic, or sadistic tint to it. Just as a little joke for
possessing Girahim.
Yeah. So satisfaction. Will controlled Girahim's fingers of the free hand to move in a strange twitching fashion, just as Girahim always did when he was doing a more complicated spell. But Will didn't know how to bridle Girahim's magical powers. Whoops! There was a large crack as a jagged split formed in the middle of the fountain, cracking it severely. Though it didn't fall over or collapse, Girahim's hands clasped over his mouth at the sound and sight of the damage with a startled expression, which that's the picture that's in the book if Alyssa wants to
Which is
show
funny
that.
because it's an expression that like I can't imagine Girahim would make, but like it's an expression that Will would do. And there's a little mini Will chibi right there, being like, showing that that's Will's reaction to accidentally using some magic he's not used to controlling and breaking the fountain in front of him.
Whoops,
Oh,
Will
God.
uttered in Girahim's voice again, surprised at the distorted nature of it. Will's eyes widened because, holy crap, the tongue.
Yeah, Girahim's tongue, but
He was so incredibly hesitant, but so curious, and this was so weird and gross, but the demon's tongue slowly began to emerge from the open mouth, and it just kept coming. The eyes of the demon widened in disbelief and nervousness, and just when Will thought that the tongue had to stop, it didn't. The eyes grew even wider.
oh my god.
It's so
It's
crazy.
like, oh my god, it's so long.
The demon stood there with his eyes wide open and his tongue fully extended, lollygagging out of his mouth. It must have been at least a foot or so long. The tongue moved up and down and abruptly back into the mouth, and the demon cringed in disgust. All right, I'm officially freaked out, resonated Girahim's voice. How is this even possible to talk with this thing, this item in your mouth? It's weird to have the words he usually spoke sound in Girahim's voice. Though, I suppose I am able to do it right now, so that must count for something.
Then again, I'm talking at this moment, so...
Will tried to activate Girahim's standard chuckle, Girahim's face contorted with the effort. How did he do it? All Will was getting was the extended H sounds from the front end instead of the cut-off M's.
he's trying to mimic Girahim's chuckle.
Because we
Can't do it.
imagine it like I don't know, kind of like cut off.
Yeah, because like in the game, it's very like,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So Will's trying to mimic that, how he chuckles in the game, and he like can't do it because most people don't chuckle that way, Most people chuckle like, like what I'm doing now, not, whatever, however he does it, but yeah.
Holy cow,
God,
this
this
is
is so
so
funny.
long. I wrote all of this.
Yeah, because it's like, it's not a role play. You're writing it. I can't do anything. Gary was completely.
There's
Yeah,
a
subdued.
whole
He's
nother
like being
page.
possessed.
I just
He
read
can't
a
do
page
shit.
and there's a whole nother page. That's so crazy. Well,
so
well,
funny.
young Will,
Oh
Will
my
started
God.
to say in Girahim's voice, an unamused and
Oh, Will.
disbelieving smile stretching across
Hmm.
his face. It's still surprising, strange sound of words. Ha ha, whoa, heh. Well, young Will, I can see you can't figure out how to laugh as one such as I, said the demon lord, a hand being placed over his bare chest. Whoa, that was weird. Ah, Will was going to say, dang man, or something, but he just couldn't in this voice. Ah, so weird. Because... and then Will says, this is so weird. Then Will jumps back into character because that was the only way he could even speak. He muses. Looks like I have done far too much damage already. I believe it's time to give the thing to you. Forgot. It is time to give you the thing you forgot. That's what it is. And then he began to walk using the long, strong legs. It was disorienting. He looked ridiculous and he
walk falls
couldn't
over.
help but laugh. Is that really what I look like to you? Oh, young Will, you are too cute. Oh man, this is incredibly strange. The demon raised his hand with a sly smile and snapped, reappearing in the flash of diamonds on the other side of the fountain again. The demon's face lit up and he saw diamonds flash around him. Yes. It felt so different teleporting as Girahim rather than himself. Now you take good care of that sword, Will. You little silly. Ha ha ha. You and I, we are the best of bros, man. Oh, that's right. You never told me to say those words. Haha. But
We are
you didn't ever say anything about yourself saying them. Well, this has been great fun, but I must leave now. Oh, and my goodness, do I dare say what's on my mind? Well, it's not like you can hear me anyway, I must say, you are right. This sword is much too big for me to handle. Oh, I can't take it anymore. I must leave. And with that, Will release his hold on Girahim, his consciousness beginning to return to his own body.
Will and Girahim's body felt a sort of sensation, like Will's consciousness came over something. His muscles tensed and his head became loud with white noise. Suddenly, Will opened his eyes and he was in his own body once again. And what was it? Hang on. His own body. And he grabs the hilt of the sword lying on the floor, then looks up to see Girahim standing in front of him, looking irritated beyond belief. Arms folded and one leg slightly out. Just like, what the fuck? Dude, if it was Zal, he'd be fucking pissed. Zal would be pissed. Like, Zal wouldn't be so nice as to just, like, be like, you're in trouble. Like, Zal would... Ooh. Anyways, sorry. I can't help but, like...
Compare.
Laugh at watching how different, Zal's reactions would be. Like, the moment Will would, like, wake up and Zal would have his body back, Will would find himself pinned under Zal's foot, kind of thing. Like Zal leaning over and be like, don't you fucking ever do that again, kind of thing, but without, using his words. He'd be so furious.
Hey,
sorry,
he says, drawing his head slightly inward in a, whoops, I pissed him off.
Please don't beat me up. Hello? Oh my god. He put his hand in his hair and flicked it out from behind his blunt ear. He snapped and summoned his sword. He chuckled slightly forward, beginning to step slowly and menacingly at Will, holding his sword with the side parallel to his chest, and devious smile on his side purely out of rage. Very clever, Will. He growls through the clenching teeth.
Hey man, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was actually gonna work. I wasn't expecting it at all. Will says, gripping his sword and bringing it up in a defensive position.
Oh, so no harm trying, he said, looking a little crazed and stick, yet in a positive manner, trying to keep it together, essentially.
Well, Will said with a stiff shrug.
Well, you certainly had your fun. Now, haven't you, Will? May I have a turn now? Girahim strikes the sword at Will with a creepy laugh emanating out of his mouth. Will blocks the blow, still in a crouched position up against the base of the fountain. I shall take that as a yes. And he laughs. Girahim's glare darkens. Sorry about that. Our fan is a little weird. Anyways, I swear there's a demon locked inside of it. Okay, anyways. Girahim's glare darkens, and his smile grows wider as his laugh surrounded, crazier than Will had ever heard it. More of a Girahim's true, more demonic nature. His free-gloved hand rose, and with that, so did Will's body. And the human's feet were lifted into the air, and Will's arms spread to his sides. His hands opened, dropping the sword in a subtle splash in the fountain, and then his arms began to bend and fold like a puppet. Go on, Will. Control your own body. Will's limbs continued to move under Girahim's control. Speak, Will. Something matter. A little restricted, is it not? Yes? No? Girahim's fingers curled slightly in a half fist, squeezing Will's chest, making an air puff out in his mouth. And then Girahim's hand opens again for Will to breathe.
We'll read
So
like
you're just puppeteering Will, essentially.
our last
yeah.
two, like mine and then yours, and then we'll call it, I think.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
an odd and uncomfortable sensation being restricted and controlled in such a way that even your breath was dependent on the person who was controlling you. But honestly, the act was amazing to Will, just the fact that it was being suspended by nothing but magic. But man, he was sorry that he had overstepped his boundaries, sorry that he had upset Girahim so much, you think?
I can't imagine what that must be like, Will. Dance, Will. Flip your hair. Yeah, right. Dance, boy. Girahim raised his arm fast, and Will was thrown into the air, high, at least another 30 feet. And then suddenly he froze in midair as if blocked by something, or if something grabbed him, rather. Then suddenly he fell, letting gravity take its course. Will's stomach lurched at the sudden change in elevation, and then the drop. It must have been sickening to imagine just a jolt of a landing. But just as Will was about to smash into the cold, hard earth, Girahim stopped him only an inch away from the ground. The demon's face turned more serious and annoyed. Will fell onto the ground, able to control himself once again. Girahim's hand suddenly grabbed a fistful of Will's clothing, and if it was Al, it'd be his hair, teleported with finding himself by thrusting down harshly flat onto his back, and the quick force nearly taking all of the air out of his lungs. Girahim pinned the boy down to the thick border to the newly broken fountain, leaning over him. See, this is starting to become a little bit more like Zal, like I was mentioning. You shall never do such a thing to me again, young Will, he yelled, furiously shaking Will slightly in emphasis. I will have your head if you do, ... He finished darkly. Man, he wanted to kill something, but of course, he wouldn't do anything like that to Will. Or torture him, or anything. He would never. Girahim straightened his posture and flicked Will to the side, aggravated, causing Will to roll and fall on the ground, able to control himself once again, lifting his head only to find the tip of his obsidian blade touch the very end of his nose slightly, like Will's nose slightly. And yeah, I guess that's it.
Well, actually, read two more because I like Girahim's last line on this last page. So, oh man, Girahim was pissed.
Okay.
Will stared at Girahim, utterly annoyed and angry gaze with a creased but apologetic look.
Girahim grumbled low and deeply with his most agitated expression. If you were anyone else, I'd kill you without any mere hesitation of a second thought. You're lucky that I like you, he grumbled. Girahim turned around. Yes, you know how I was saying that, like, the more, as Piers Black progressed, it started to become less Girahim and more of a serious character that wasn't Girahim, and started to become more Zal without us knowing it was Zal. You could kind of see Zal poking through at the very end there, because in the game, Girahim never got so dark, you know? And then when he tried to be, it was, like, stupid.
Yeah.
Like, well, what is it? At the very end of the game, it's like the Endless Plunge or some shit. Like, I have a little nickname for it, the Endless Plunge. And, you know, it's supposed to be, like, really scary for Link when he's Metal Girahim and stuff like that. So this was... I think Zal was just very starting to barely peek out. Probably here, which is pretty early on, actually.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, Girahim never got so dark in the game. But, yeah, so there you go. So they were best bros. Yeah, right? He's just like, no, we're not. Yeah, no, it's cool. It's also really interesting looking back at this, as I've, you know, been commenting, because Zal would have handled it very differently. Zal wouldn't even had Will... He wouldn't even let Will breathe for a second, like the shoulders. Like, he would have gone straight to the very end. Just like 0 to 100 kind of thing. But also, I think Zal, in a weird way, as much as he would hate it, he'd be, in a weird way, proud of Will for, like, even finding something to actually best him in some way, shape, or form, even if it was for like a minute. Which is essentially the goal, you know what I mean? Like to have Will be independent and strong enough to get out of the world on his own. So yeah, it's just really interesting looking back and just seeing how different Zal's behavior would be. It's really cool. But yeah.
Awesome.
So, I hope you found that interesting. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Rose, and for Malcontent Melon for joining in later. And then,
Yeah.
yeah,
Man.
everybody who watched. So,
yeah, thanks guys. This was awesome.
Oh, we gotta
would Zal
answer.
find the command song interesting? Oh hell yeah, he would. Oh yeah, he'd be. Yeah, he'd think it'd be a little pathetic, because to possess or command something else, whether it's by magic or possession, isn't a very uncommon trait for demons, you know? So I think he'd find it as like a cheap human imitation to be able to possess or control another being of power. So I think he'd find it pathetic in that regard, that humans have to go to such extent to come up with a song or some kind of magical melody to do that, which would be so easy and just natural for a lot of humans to do. But overall, I think he'd be like, yeah, I mean, you know, weaklings gotta do what they gotta do, right? You know, it's like, I don't know if you have seen the memes of like Omni-Man and Invincible or whatever, but there's this meme that's been going around of Omni-Man being like, look at the lengths they have to go to mimic a fraction of our power. It's kind of like that.
Oh.
You know, like that's, I think, how we would look at the command song. So, yeah. So I guess that's how he would kind of view about it. Yeah, I was just about to do, yeah, no, yeah, that's exactly. Look at the lengths they have to go through in order to mimic a fraction of our power. Yeah, no, that's exactly how Zal would kind of see the command song. So he'd probably be like, oh wow, nice. They were able to mimic something really fucking easy for us. How pathetic they have to do that, but it's cool they come up with it. But it would be in a demeaning, degrading way towards humanity, just seeing how weak they are.
Oh,
but
that's funny.
Yeah. I love these questions, by the way. These questions talking about Zal, because I could talk on and on and on and on about Zal. Best fucking thing ever. But yeah. So
Awesome.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I hope that.
Yeah, dude, this was awesome. This was really great.
Yeah, I hope that everybody has a great night. This was awesome. Thanks so much. We'll see you again on Tuesday.
Man. Yeah. Bye.
Bye.